Did you hear about that brand new thing? Everyone is already complaining. Hop in the chat, give us a shout. Wait till you see what Digger and Johnny are talking about. It's game over with Johnny and the Canuck. Laughing at a world that sorta sucks, so just forget the plan. It's game over, man. So sit in the chat, let's have a laugh. Hours planned are 3.5. Digger squirrels driving Johnny mad, reading chat backwards, making people laugh. Hey, who's yelling in the back? It's Al unloading on a dog's back. It's game over with Johnny and the Canuck. Laughing at a world that sorta sucks, so just forget the plan. It's game over, man.
Oh, welcome. All right, I'll get that up just a little too high. Get this figured out, god damn it, you stupid cripple. All right, so we got that set up. Good. That's there. Hashtag Digger says St. Aaron. Hi, everyone says Brian. I don't believe we'll see her in the chat today. Maybe throughout the week, but definitely not today. I don't anticipate hearing from Our Lady of Canada today. Let's see. Let's check the time. She's prepping for surgery right now, so I don't think we'll see her up front today, unfortunately. Hi, Johnny. Hi, everyone says Brian Science. Hello, Brian. I'm here, but that's because I promised I would be. So we're here to do a show. We've got plenty of stuff to go till 4:30. I was really hoping I'd have Digger today, to be honest, but oof. I'll get to how all that got around. Surgery got delayed. No. There's more than one, and she's on number 2. Again, I'll get to all that. So first of all, our new studio sponsor. Welcome the lovely new studio sponsor, Trucker 18-Wheelers Unicycle Sales, where seats are optional and rentals are available. That new sponsor is joining us, obviously, because we did our whole GoFundMe show last Friday. Digger and I had a great time with that. We made a nice little chunk, got us a week ahead, so we're on to next Tuesday, the 18th. Again, thank you all so very much. Take a round of applause for yourselves. And so I had already planned on taking Monday off because of the Saturday events of the anniversary show, which I went out to. I had a fabulous time. I hung out with Aaron and the gang and all the people that came out to that. I got so burnt out riding around in the sunlight. Like, the heat wasn't too bad. Like, it was hot, but it wasn't super humid. And that led me to a false sense of security. And I very quickly realized I was way in over my head. And then I had to have Mr. Q pretty much help me to my car. And I sat in my car under AC for a good 10 minutes before we got out. Hey, girlfriend, says Lagwest. Well, hello, Lagwest. I don't know if I'd call myself a girlfriend, but hello to you as well. Wild Saffron saying hi, everyone, and prayers for our girl Digger. Yeah, and we'll get to that in a minute. So I was burnt out on Saturday. I had to leave early because of it, and I came home and crashed out. In some cases, literally. Like, walking was so bad, I ended up falling, hurt my tailbone again. So Sunday, I was like, I'm too burnt out, I'm too wiped, and my tailbone hurts. So I was going to just take Monday off. And at that point in time, when I had made that decision, I'd already said on this show that I'd be taking Monday off. But I decided, I told Eric, I was like, hey, man, I'm going to take Sunday to recoup. And he's like, yeah, bro, that's cool. Go ahead. You do that. And so, like, the plan was to recoup. I almost feel weird, like, you know how you don't feel responsible for something, but because something coincidentally happened immediately after you made a decision, you feel like somehow karmatically the universe made that happen. So I decided to rest my sore bum, and it's still sore. And I decided to just spend the day on the couch, laying on my side, maybe nursing it with a pack of peas or something, but as soon as I made that decision, Digger let me know she wasn't feeling well, and she had been vomiting. And she's like, I'm not feeling well. I've been vomiting. I'll let you know if I have to go to the hospital. And so I started freaking out immediately because someone you care very much about that you're separated by so far, you don't want to hear something like, oh, and now to the ER. But unfortunately, that is what happened. She went to the ER. And at the ER, they diagnosed a gallbladder issue, and so she had a surgery that had that removed. Now they have bile duct things or something to deal with, and so there's a surgery for that. So she's either in that surgery or prepping for that surgery as we speak. So I anticipate we won't see her in the chat at all today. She will be recuperating and could be home as soon as Thursday, but I would be very, very surprised if she's even joining us next week. But on the plus side, we're hoping this is going to help with a lot of her recent pain issues that she's had and a lot of other issues she's had. Hopefully this has been a difficult situation that'll lead her to a better place. I'm certainly praying for that, because I'm not even lying. I did spend some time yesterday looking at tickets. Like, if I have to fucking move in a minute, like not physically move, like I have to move myself physically to a new location to see her, I would kind of like to get that going. MSL going, OMG. Yeah, it got fucking real. So I took Monday off for me, but by the time the show would have been happening, I would have been taking it off even if I hadn't, because everything happening with her would have had me going, I can't do a show. I was a nervous wreck as it was yesterday, and I was kind of hovering over my phone. I spent more time hanging out with the kiddos since I wasn't doing a show, but she did not get full daddy attention because daddy was paying attention to a phone, waiting desperately to hear stuff. So yeah, it's not good, but not bad. The problem's been identified. We caught it and we dealt with it, I guess. It's scary. I thought of this right as I hit the launch button. I'm going to talk to her tonight and have her Discord me or whatever, her pay links, or just get her pay links. I think there's another way I can go around getting them, and have those for people that want to support her. I blame the jelly beans, as Wild Saffron. Maybe. I mean, the flavors are artificial, but supposedly they're not. They're not. I would hope they're not toxic. It's for a children's game. A children's game. Well, I guess a family game. You can be older than children, but it's aimed at kids. Jelly beans or candy. It'd be scary if that's the case, because then what are we doing to those children? Like, they start eating that stuff. Although I would say most people probably don't engage in it in the frequency that we do. Like, I imagine that's a fun game, but that game's kind of a novelty. You run out of the jelly beans, you don't order more. You just kind of call it, no, and we're done. Back to Chutes and Ladders, you little fucker. Like, that's all it is. We're not gonna keep doing this. This stuff is gross. Good afternoon, everyone. Prayers and care for the digs. Yes, she wanted me to tell you very, very much ahead of time. Thank you for the prayers and well wishes. She said she will see us on the other side of this surgery list that she texted me. And so that's happening possibly right at this moment. Shouldn't be seeing her in the chat. Get her a bag of custom jelly beans, gallbladder flavor. I don't know if they do it. I don't know that they do gallbladder flavored jelly beans. I would hope not. It wouldn't surprise me, because again, these are the same people that came up with dead fish, wet dog, old Band-Aid, and barf. Like, if you're telling me, like, oh, we have a gallbladder flavored one, like, I am not fucking surprised. And I don't want to know how I will subconsciously be aware that when I eat that jelly bean, yep, nailed it. Like, because that's a flavor you shouldn't know. I don't know that flavor. I've never tasted gallbladder before, but I'd be willing to bet you put that in my mouth and my brain's going to immediately go, yep, this checks out. Like, how do you know? How do you know? Oh, man. They have fried chicken jelly beans, Johnny says, St. Caesar. They have fried chicken jelly beans, and they have something else that's fried chicken. I have that story somewhere. We'll get into that. Let's just say China's fucking weird. All right? China, no offense, you guys. Like, I know we tried to push the really woke idea that it wasn't a lab leak and it was a bunch of pangolin-eating guys that got us the whole COVID thing. Needless to say, this fits that narrative almost. Not, it doesn't cause a disease, at least I hope not. But this is one of those things like so gross I can't believe. This is like finding out that street vendors use gutter oil, and I'm like, really? And people still trust this stuff. Like people go out into the street and go, fuck it, I'll risk it. I'll risk it for the biscuit. The stuff that's in the wok looks good. Yeah, but you can't tell if it was urine 5 minutes previous. Let's not do this. Ugh. Anyways, so is that maple syrup? It's the maple syrup. Oh, the maple syrup. Ooh. Do gallbladder things get affected by like... Because the maple syrup would that kind of be like almost diabetes territory, but then at the same vein, it's maple syrup. Isn't it like a natural sugar? I don't know. Can you get diabetes from maple syrup? Maybe. But if that's the case, wouldn't Canada suffer from a lot more diabetes? Wouldn't we have more cases of people in Canada with diabetes? I would hope that that's the case, if it's that serious. But the fact that there isn't makes me pray that means it's not that big a deal. Either way, she won't be back today. She won't be back tomorrow. She won't be doing chatting with chat tomorrow, I imagine. And I would anticipate she won't be on this show at all this fucking week. That's me. Because even if she's back by Thursday or Friday, I would hope she's gonna just rest. She'll have a lot of things to do. She'll have to take it easy for a bit. Ease into the swing of things. You can't just pick it all up at once. Do you have a person getting arrested for walking out of a store with a baseball bat and the public tried to stop the police from arresting him? He got maced too. I know about that. I don't have it, but I don't care. That's fucked up, but what are you going to do? It is really weird that a dude, I know about the story, a dude leaving a sporting goods store with a wrapped baseball bat, like wrapped in plastic, like bought it at the store, like in a bag. And then they're like, hey, that's a weapon. Like, oh, hold on. Under what grounds? That's one of those so weird. I don't know. That almost it seems like it'd be set up. Or there's some simple fact that's being omitted that makes this whole thing make sense. Like the fact that like he was known to law enforcement. He had declared intent for X, Y, or Z. Something that proves that no. They had reason to suspect this was more than just a guy going to a softball game. And just wanted to have a bat for himself or his kid or whoever fucking's playing. Like, I don't know. But anyway, on the bright side, she's probably getting some great pain meds. It's risky business for her with her stuff. So, you know what? Hope she's doing well. All I want is her to be doing well. I'd like her to be happy and healthy because apparently I'm not, if this weekend was any indication. Dude, playing bags this weekend, my right hand is so weak at this point. I could not have a predictable release, and I'm right-handed. So it's like people are like, oh, you could sit over on this side. I'm like, maybe I could do it with the left hand. Maybe I should have looked at trying it that way. But yeah, I don't know, man. It was not going well. I had to use my strong hand, and it did not hold up to the scrutiny. I was probably the worst player there. I had no intention of playing, let alone playing well. But I did agree that I would if called upon. And I was called upon. So we did it. And boy, did it suck. Boy, did it suck. In terms, I mean, of me and my playing skill. Like, I think I hit the board all of 2 times that I landed on the board. And then the rest of the time, just gutter balls. It's like going bowling with somebody who's blind. It was not going well. So yeah, they just kill them off when they're diagnosed. That's fair, Alan. I don't think we've gotten quite to that yet, where it's like, turns out you have type 2 diabetes, you huge slob. Would you like the MAID program? I don't think they're that far. Certainly hope not. It's the cat piss coffee. Ooh, that could be it too. Go vote as many times as you can. Beat them at their own game, says Rusty Grammar. The UK has IQ cops who get a bonus for every man they arrest for bullshit. Seems like it does seem like that is the case. Again, you want to hope that it was just some asshole, getting ready for a baseball game, so like running a little league or something. Instead, we have like, no, this is a weapon. We have to treat it as a weapon. And, it's not like you deal with other cultures of people literally walking around with like machetes and stuff. So I'm glad we got that weapon taken care of, because that guy's a threat. If the cops are going to arrest you for possession of a bat, doesn't it put the onus on the store for selling what should be technically illegal merchandise at this point? The merchandise should be considered illegal if you can't own it. Because, again, what did he do besides owning the bat? Literally nothing. So, obviously, the cops have a problem with bat ownership. What about Batman paraphernalia ownership? Do they have a problem with that? I might have a t-shirt that get me in trouble. The officer should have had his mace spray taken away. He used it wrong. I don't know. Like I said, don't really care. Don't have it planned in the stories that we have today. We have a lot of different things to get into. I haven't even loaded all of them up yet. We've got an interesting situation that happened in Atlanta yesterday that I didn't get to talk to. We've got a fun clip from the guy running for, I think it's Michigan State Senate, Abdul El Sayed. Apparently, in 2021, wrote a post, toxic masculinity is at the heart of football. I mean, I would say toxic masculinity is at the heart of certain groups and organizations. But it's just weird given certain affiliations you have and prior histories it's had with relations to women. I would just say maybe veer the plane away from talking about toxic masculinity. I'm not saying you can't support stuff that goes after it, but you just hold off, son. Hold off. You ain't the guy to give this message. Digger better be careful. They don't made her. Well, from what I understand, she has a AI loop of Jesse Sommelier saying, I do not want the maid program. And it's just playing on a screen in front of her 24/7. So I believe she'll be okay. That'd be the weird part is, all right, so we're going to put you through the removal surgery. We're going to put you through these other 2 surgeries. And after your post-op, we'll ask, would you like to die now? Like, what? Wouldn't it, if that were the case, wouldn't we have done this at the hop? Like, I just feel like that would have been the play, going like, look, you can go through surgery. You can risk it, You can risk that your life is going to be totally fine after this is over and that something horrible doesn't happen or some sort of undue burden joins you. Or we skip all the surgeries outright, end it all today. I just feel like that would be how you sell it. If you were going to be pitching it, that's how you do it. You don't go, all right, so after we take you out and remove the gallbladder, after we do that, then we'll move you to a new facility. Then we'll do these other surgeries. And after all of those, how about dirt nap time? Like, it just seems like a waste. Digger should change her ringtone. That sounds like a lot. Oops, we thought she was donating organs. Sorry about that. I'm very hopeful that that's not the case. This is one of those, like, I'm nervous things. This doesn't involve me. I'm fine. Other than, again, a sore ass. Spoiler alert, my butt still hurts. Other than a sore ass right now, I'm relatively fine. I've recovered pretty well from the whole Saturday adventure. And all in all, it was a net fun time. Aces came out and hooked me up with a couple tokes here and there, which was nice of him. I said I wasn't looking to smoke, and he was very chill about it. Like, hey, man, you want... I was like, yeah, all right. And then I didn't. And then Mr. Q gave me a gift while I was out there. I didn't bring it over here because I thought I might get in trouble. Because Twitch has this weird thing where they ban people like me who are insignificant and have piddly little audiences. They will ban me at the drop of a hat. But Asmongold can go pretty extreme or Or, Hassan Piker can brandish a gun, and it's fine. I got a gift, as people may or may not know. I'm a fan of just whatever. I like knives. I like knives. I'm sorry. I like knives. I like swords too, but I don't have any real swords. Fuck off. But I have a realistic, like it's a real bladed baton replica from Hellboy from the movie thing, and then I've got a couple other nerdy little things. But so Mr. Q gave me a knife, like a flip blade, lock blade knife that looks like a gun. It's in the shape of a gun. It has a fucking holster, but it's tiny. So it's the world's smallest Derringer, and even at that, it would have like one shot. So, but if you pull it out of the holster and unlock it, you can flip it up, and it's a knife. So you literally could bring a gun-shaped knife to a gunfight. But the problem with this is I was looking at it, I thought it was cute and it was cool. I was like, you could never realistically wear it. Like, you would look like you're open carrying. Someone would be completely forgiven for thinking, that's a gun. No, it's not. It's a knife. Oh, so it just flips out. Oh, well, until you did that, looked a lot like a fucking gun. Like, yeah, until I'm pointing it at you, you don't get that it's not a gun. So, interesting. Asmongold can't get extreme, Johnny, but Hassan can shock as dog on stream, and it's fine. Again, call me an asshole. I view the whole literally holding a firearm on stream vastly different and more of an offense than tasing his dog once. 2 reasons. 1, dogs don't feel pain the same way you and I do. You don't know how truly painful it was. 2, anybody who gets suddenly tased is letting out a little yelp and a little bit of pee. So Hassan's dog is... See, God damn, I almost did for a cat that purred. Jesus. God. There's no electricity in that at all, and I just about shat myself. So you know what? I will forgive the dog tasing. Is he a piece of shit dog owner for tasing the dog just for sitting there? Maybe, I guess. I don't know. I've never had tase animal on remote. The closest I've ever come to tasing an animal is when I put a shock collar on my dog with the invisible fence thing. And it only worked with I didn't have a remote. I didn't have a button. I didn't have a fuck it Fido button. No, just... If the dog gets too close to the fence, beep, beep, beep. Problem solved. Somebody at Twitch needs a raise. Maybe. That was cool hiding. I don't know. You mean you're lurking? Or what was... I have no idea. Oh, you sent the hiding thing for... Okay, for 10 jewels. Thank you very, very much for that. Yeah, I wasn't ready for the cat thing. It fucking scared the living daylights out of me. Dear Lord. Oh, shocked the shit out of me. I'm still out of it. It's not okay. Alan, okay, you're an asshole. What? What? Let's check up a IQ cat. Fuck you, I'm blind and can bowl fine. I'm sorry, Alan. I wasn't meaning to call you out. I was just trying to make the point that I did not cornhole well. Rusty Grammar, totally not gay. It was a little gay. I was going to hang out at Stoney's for a bit, but I worked until like 4. Forgot about it until I'd already had food on the grill. Well, that's a shitbag thing. I was heading out around 4, so it was fine. It's fine. You missed a party. Sorry we didn't see you there. It was a fun time all day. I was hanging out. I played cornhole. I'm proud of myself for playing cornhole, but looking back on it, I really thought maybe I should have just switched to the left arm. And now my right arm is still horrible. In the eyes of the law, a dog is just property, but MFers get all hurt when they take the damn thing. Huh? All right, I don't even know who did that. And Q, right off the bat. Q. That is Lab Glass with fucking jump scared. Another 750 bits. If you guys want to do the hype train thing now's the time to make it big and grandiose with those 2 jumps. Otherwise, Jesus Christ. Good God. I have like things I can get into, but now I'm terrified to try and do literally anything because of what else. I mean, does this fuck with people as bad as it fucks with me? Dang, Lab Glass, that was cool too. Yeah, they're interesting. You need a gifted sub because your Prime is still dead. Yeah, we're aware. Let's see. We have 3 hours left in the program. I'm going to need new underwear at the end of this. My butt already hurt. Now it's just leaking out of fear. It's a problem. It's a huge problem. Did we get all of that? Yeah, we did. Okay, so wanted to start out with this. It's primary day. Voting for. What a difference. Now we are one sub or 100-bit giveaway from launching a hype train. It
doesn't work for me.
What doesn't?
I gotta have more cowbell.
Did somebody what was that? Oh, hey, Optimus, for following the channel. Good to see you. Optimus. I like that. Gifted sub, roll out. Like, that's how we do that. Uncle Alert says Sandy Squatch. What do you mean Uncle Alert? Like, that's your uncle? Well, cool. I didn't realize your uncle was over there. Hello, Sandy Squatch. Good to see you. Jump scare, kind of like getting tased. It is. It's like getting tased. It's literally the same as getting tased without the electricity. Doesn't it make it totally different? Shut the fuck up. We have a thing. Shame, you want to tase Alucard? Never forgive animal abuse. That's how Seal Cure Star. No, I don't want to tase Alucard. Why would I tase Alucard? I yell at him. I berate him verbally. And if I'll be honest, I verbally shamed him his whole life for the dog humping. Shame on you. Other people found it very entertaining. He found it performative. Me, not as much. So, yeah, no need to tase him. I've already broken his spirit with my words. All right, I have no idea. Was something about redeeming points and giving it as a gift. The fuck was that? All right, 2 minutes left to launch a hype train. This one would be pretty big out the gate with everything we've gone in. So if we just get that one part to kick her over the line, it's going to be crazy. It'd be nice to do. We are a week ahead. We're on to next Tuesday, so that's awesome. Thank you very much. All of this just goes to chipping that whole thing down. It's at 65. Don't be mean to Alacat. I mean, I'm as mean to him as he is to me. You ever hear him yowling at me? It's fair. I can call him a cunt. I still give him treats. I still pat him. Ooh, that's the thing. He's a little pissed at me because I ran out of cat treats. And it's not that I don't have money to buy more cat treats. It's just when I went out to buy more cat treats, I forgot to get the cat treats. So we have a problem. Had a lot of things on the list. I want the Silver Star. What about Silver Star? Is that more points? 2 jewels for a Silver Star. I'm sorry you covered this already. Is she okay? Well,
last time I checked, we don't have a whole lot of songs that feature the cowbell.
Optimus just subscribed to Tier 1.
Baby.
That was a horrible time for that fettuccine El Poo Poo. It interrupted the Here Comes the Train music. Now we have a hype train running. It's already at level 2. Cowbell for Optimus. Thank you very much for subscribing to Chowba. A little cowbell coming out for you for that subscription. Thank you so very much. It's how we keep this little boat afloat. I am so very grateful. Cowbell for you in 3, 2, moo. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate it. All right. All right, great. So it's Working Kitty Day. Misty Gray Cat unloaded 2 train cars full of lumber today. I got to help. Nice. Well, you probably get a lot of attention for that. Yo, Johnny, I watch you and Aaron on the toe all the time. Finally got in here for your stream. Well, I appreciate that immensely, man. Thank you for the sub. We are very, very grateful for that. Feel free to hang out, use and abuse the Twitch stuff. You are now on a level 2 hype train at, what is it, 8%? There's stickers and other fun things to do with the bits and the subs, and all of that just goes towards the goal, keeping this little boat afloat until our next big torture day. You missed last week's GoFundMe day, which was fun. We didn't do as much drinking as I was really worried we were going to do way more drinking. And then so we're way ahead, and this just helps keep that going. Just a little tap at a time. Saint Caesar, thank you for the drop. Where was I? Hype train music gone, RIP. Yeah, it's gone because of was it Fettuccine El Poo Poo did the scream. To be fair, that is a good time to try and get me with a scream. I'm not expecting it, but I am listening to the song. So might be a problem. Either way, we're at level 2, which means I need to grab the doctor, which is the other fun part of this whole happenstance. And then we need to go for that. Da, da, da. Here comes the train. Hassan is a dirty... Wow, you guys are getting all over the place. Again, it wasn't much about liking or not liking Hassan Piker. I'm just saying, overall, like, you brandish a firearm on the thing, and you get, like, a timeout. We make some jokes. Ooh, we said some stuff. We get banned permanently. Fucking Asmongold advocates the murder of children as a way of making a point, which in a sociopathic way, I don't disagree with. But again, that is a horrendous thing to propose. And they ban him. Okay. It's words, but okay. But he gets to come back. Other channels can't even find out why they'll never be allowed back. It seems hypocritically weird. But yes, as Hussein Su says, Hassan's a cunt. Everybody's a cunt. You're a cunt. I'm a cunt. Everybody's a cunt to some cunt. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I might not be a cunt to you, but to other people, I'm a cunt. I might know people who don't think they're cunts, but I believe wholeheartedly that they're cunts, and we're both right. We're all cunts. Everybody is a cunt, Mr. Finkelstein. Hassan, screwed. Wow. You said to call you an asshole. Oh, I am an asshole. Just call me an asshole. Just make sure your heart is pumping. It is. I don't know much about Asmongold other than his name sounds... No, he's a gamer nerd. Shooting innocent Mexican women and kids. Point your gun to the Middle East. Days. His argument was more about immigration. Saying, like, turn them away at gunpoint at the border. More of a, like, make this stand and immigration stops and the problem stops. But it was a very extreme stance to have. Plus, I don't know if you can point your gun to the Middle East from the border. Like, the idea is you'd be on the border doing this. So, I mean, can you stand on the border of Texas and Mexico and reliably aim at and hit the Middle East? I'll tell you what, I ain't got them sort of shooting skills. Probably involves trigonometry and some shit. Trigonometry, not trigonometry. What did I say? Trigonometry? I don't know. Fuck it. Anyways, Rim, we all think she's going to fake her death so she can get away from Johnny. That seems like a lot. That seems like a lot. I mean, it would be as simple as not taking my calls anymore and not being on my show. I mean, it just seems like if she's going that far to fake her death, she so far hasn't even tried the soft play of just telling me, yeah, you know what? I don't like you. She keeps inviting me on her program, keeps coming on this one. We keep making plans together and hanging out off air. So yeah, there we go. That hype train finishing at level 2. We just kind of stalled out there. All right, fine. Level 2. Thank you so much on that. I'll do 2 controlled burns for it. So yeah, again, it'd be weird for that to be a thing now. Digger was avoiding Officer Krupke. Why? Her location is clearly known. People I didn't know that knew about it. I was getting message from people like, how did this get out? Who has she been talking to? But apparently people knew. So, if she's avoiding Officer Krupke, horrible way to do it. But if he's looking to get her right now, she is sedated. So, I mean, if schedules are to be believed, right now she's probably under anesthesia. Like now, although, can you arrest somebody like mid or post surgery? Like, hi, like, don't you have to wait until they're discharged from the hospital? Like, you can guard the room, but I feel like that's the best you can do. So she's got a little bit of land. She did it. She did post it on her YouTube channel, Johnny. Oh, that's how everybody found out. Because, yeah, people were messaging me, and I'm like, I didn't say this to anybody. Who did? Whew. Either way, she's going to be fine, we hope. So hopefully we'll have some updates later this week, and next week we'll be really, really close to having her back, if we're lucky. And so, yeah, what happened, for those of you that missed it, like Reem and others, she had a gallbladder surgery issue. She started out the morning saying, "Hey, how you doing? I woke up, felt great." And I was like, "I had good sleep last night for once in a while." And I was like, "That's great." And she's like, "Yeah, so I got some good sleep." And that was great. And we were both very, very happy about that. And then she messaged me saying that she was vomiting and she'd let me know if she had to go to the hospital. She went to the hospital. At the hospital, she had to get gallbladder surgery, apparently. So they removed the gallbladder. She's now in a secondary surgery that she had after this one. They changed her to a new facility, and she's getting another surgery. And then there might be a third one after that. We don't know. But so far, hopefully, all is well and relatively routine. Matthew, I have been handcuffed to a hospital bed before, so Krupke could do it. All right, so this is his chance. This is your chance, Officer Krupke. You've got to get her now. She still needs to get Johnny locked in a closet, misery style. Yeah, I feel like that's the other thing, too, is like she really wants to pull out of this weirdest way. We've been talking about a lot of different stuff. It's a weird way to pick that. No, you were saying it was okay to tase the dog, so why not your cat? Oh, I get what you're saying. I'm saying as far as the Twitch violations thing, I view the tasing the dog as less of a bannable offense than the brandishing of the gun. Is, I guess, more what I was aiming at, but I understand what you're saying. It sounded like you thought Hassan didn't do anything wrong for tasing his dog. No, I'm sorry if I gave that impression. I said it was a shitbag thing to do.
Last time I checked, we don't have a whole lot of songs that feature the cowbell.
I gotta have more cowbell, baby.
But I was saying, like, on a broad spectrum of TOS violations and stuff. But whatever. It's not relevant. Point is, I'm sorry. Rusty Grammar, exactly my point. Who enables this mass migration? Right, but you can't aim, like, my point is you can't aim your gun at the Middle East from the border. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You can't aim your gun at the Middle East. On Digger's YouTube channel under post, she mentioned it. If you want to leave her a message or a prayer, I'm sure she would love to hear from everyone. Well, except St. Caesar's is wild. But yes, if you want to leave her any well wishes, she'll see those. Just throw those out there. She will be very, very grateful. Johnny, what Asmund said was valid, just worded wrong. No, what Asmund said was, if I'm not mistaken, just start shooting people at the border to drive them away. And then, like, what about the women and children? Yeah, them too. And he just had a no tolerance policy, which again was fucked up. So, you know what I'm not going to do, since they banned him for like a couple weeks talking about it? I maybe shouldn't be bringing him up and talking about what he said for fear that I'll suffer that sort of reprisal. Because I imagine, like, Twitch wouldn't give me the channel back. Then we'd just be done. Then we'd just be done and over with. All right, so I need a couple seconds to do this controlled burn. I don't believe it's just the Republican primary, right? Primary vote. Date. Primary election day is August 11th. All right, so I guess it's everybody today, not just the Republicans. So we have this little clip that we'll play just for fun. This is the lady who's, in my opinion, probably going to fucking take the goddamn thing, because I don't believe in a fair, balanced election. I don't think we'll get accurately represented in this state, and I don't think it'll go smoothly. So this is probably the person who's going to be in office after this. And this is her saying she's, well, let's let her say it. She's tough on the border.
Amy.
I've long believed and supported funding for Order at the Border, and I have worked well with law enforcement in Minnesota for years. But what I...
Listen to that reaction. She doesn't buy her bullshit, and nor does a single one of them. Brava.
Quiet. Amy.
I've long believed and supported funding for Order at the Border, and I have worked well with law enforcement in Minnesota for years. But what
No, you haven't. Oh. You gotta love when they do that. Balls deep, thank you for Digger's post. Just do what? Just do it like they did in the Resident Evil movie. Shoot in the air. To hit the Middle East? From here? I don't know if that'll work. Reiner, order at the border. I'll have a ham on rye. Hold the mail. Saint Caesar, you ready for 7 seconds of no gravity tomorrow? Yeah. I'm ready for all of the people that said that stuff will happen to have nothing to say when it doesn't happen. Here's what. I will be more shocked if I have to air a retraction or an apology for not planning my 7 seconds of weightlessness properly. Because, I mean, of all the times, the weightlessness, that's legs will work the best. Let's see what happens. I voted today. Still got the bad taste in my mouth. The choice between Amy's begin in November. Oh. Matthew Q, 2 Amy's don't make her right. Maybe. Wild Saffron is saying Amy is a retarded version of Hillary Clinton. Yes. And Wild Saffron also saying laughter when a lying liar lies to your face. Well, that's the part that I love. Like, she said a thing that she thought, oh, I'll just say this. It sounds good. It's a great soundbite. But the part of it that became the soundbite was the fact that your receiving audience they know it's bullshit. Like, they don't believe you. Let me tell you, that went down about as well as the world when Hillary Clinton said, oh, the number one thing I keep in my purse is Frank's Red Hot Sauce. Like, bitch, no, you don't. You look like deviled eggs send you off in a tizzy. Don't fucking, I keep Red Hot Sauce and fucking lame ass shit. Nobody will believe me, but I do. All right, open your fucking purse. Let's find out. Oh, well, this is my public appearance. I came for this. This isn't my usual everyday. Oh, fuck off. My nuts will keep me grounded. Hashtag big balls. There you go. It's balls deep, letting you know he is going to be locked down to the ground because of his massive balls. If weightlessness really happens, I'll keep the cat nearby and I'll just let him grab the carpet, and Velcro himself in because he's got them claws. That's why I advocate not declawing pets. I think that's wrong in animal abuse. Lab glass word is you got the cure. Whoa. You realize you just took one of her staffers' purses and acted like it was hers to pull out that hot sauce. She didn't even do that. I don't think, did she pull out hot sauce? Did she actually pull out hot sauce? But yeah, the odds are somebody else. Like, does that even a real thing though? Here's the part of me that like scoffed at that. Is that even a real thing? Are there really people that travel with their own bottle of hot sauce so that they may add it to any dish? Any dish that needs just a little soupçon of spice. Be like, oh, let me pull out my Frank's Red Hot Sauce. Like, is that a thing? That's like saying a guy's gonna go to a steakhouse and pull an A1 bottle out of his pocket. Like, I gotta get my steak sauce. Like, fucking A. Lexi Vaughn, how are you holding up, buddy? That was probably scary for a minute with uncertainty ahead. Praying for you both. I will be honest. I could, like, if I hadn't already planned to take yesterday off to rest, because as I expected, I needed it, like, between everything that went down. It was a very fun Saturday, but physically had a toll, and I had to recover. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do a show. I was a nervous wreck. The only reason I was holding it together the whole time was, one, it wasn't physically happening to me, so it seems disingenuous or somehow wrong to be like, oh my God. But, and two, this was the other big part. I had my little person next to me, and she was very distracting. We watched videos on making Bluey puppets, and I got Unicourse out, and I played Unicourse watching Bluey videos with her, and so I had that, and then I had some other friends that opted to distract me with video gaming when she was out, eating dinner and doing other stuff. So I was able to keep myself busy so I wouldn't think about it, but it was very nerve-wracking for me. I'm still very nervous. I did look at airplane tickets, like if I get bad news and I have to get on a flight in a minute, like how many so yes, but hopefully she's not too worried. It seems like we're through the thick of it, and it's just this one little thing that we're at now, and we'll see her on the other side of this one. I carry a jar of mayonnaise, the big size, just in case. That's really balls deep. Do you get into spicy stuff? I mean, since doing the challenges on this show, I've done doing more and more spicy. I have a bottle of hot sauce in my fridge. I'm not saying you can't have a bottle of hot sauce. I'm saying having a bottle of hot sauce in your purse is a bit much, personally. I just think it's a bit much. I mean, what, are you going to a ramen joint and they can't offer spicy ramen, so you got to do it yourself? That's legit the last time I used the hot sauce. I threw a couple dabs into the ramen, like, spicy ramen, woo! Did you ever finish those wings? Yeah, that was a while ago. They wouldn't be any good by now, so I would hope so. I got a scorpion pepper growing. A scorpion pepper. First there's, what is it, the Carolina Reaper? And there's like ghost peppers. And now we got the scorpion pepper. Is that the pepper that, like, when it's done and it's like ripened all the way and you want it looks at you and says, "Get over here," and then like stabs you in the chest with a harpoon and pulls you? Is that what a scorpion pepper is? Is Texas Pete in a 24-foot sprayer? I have Texas Pete's hot sauce, but why a 24-foot sprayer? I'm making my patented homemade, homegrown spicy mix dry shakers. I'll send you one gratis. Just say yes. All right. Fucking twist my dick. It's a dry rub. Not a problem. Reminds me of this man who made his wife keep Taco Bell mild sauce in her purse so he could eat salads at restaurants. Shame on him. Making his wife do that. Now she has to seem gay because he is. Fuck that. Diamonds and Henna, how are you doing? Pepper X, says Alan. What's Pepper X? Okay? The stuff is getting dangerous to the point where just the name, I'm like, that doesn't sound like, I don't want to eat Pepper X. I don't want to eat Steak X. I don't want to eat Chicken X. I don't want to eat Egg X. There's no X. I'm going all proteins for some reason. I guess we know what I love. Giggity, but no, but like Corn X, fucking Zucchini X, like the peppers. I do love black pepper. Stop it. I love black pepper on broccoli. Like, one of my favorite, when I'm trying to eat healthy, when I'm lying to myself and saying I'm trying to eat healthy, one of my favorite things to do is to get fresh cut broccoli, or even better, broccoli on the heads, and you strip it out, and steam it lightly steamed to the point where there's still a little bit of crunch in it, and then just coat that shit with ground black pepper. Peppered steamed broccoli is almost too good to be a vegetable. I'm good, thank you. Hope Digger is okay. Did she have surgery number 2 already? Surgery number 2 is, I believe, happening now. On our continuing Digger update, surgery number 2 is believedly happening now. And she'll be going through that for the next hour or two at least. And then she said by the time I'm out of the show, she might be out of that, but we'll see. But surgery 2 is probably going on now. Again, our thoughts and prayers are with the lady I love, Little Miss Digger 420. thank you for your kind thoughts and prayers as well. We linked the post earlier in the YouTube chat. If you want, I can share that link with you, Diamonds and Henna. You can send your thoughts and prayers directly to her post. She will be able to read them afterwards. And she did tell me the ones she has received already have meant a lot to her. So thank you all very much for all of you that have done that already. So I hope she feels much better after all this. That's her hope too, that this will end a lot of the pain. I saw a gallbladder stone the size of a peanut M&M. It sounds like, is that big in relation? Like, if you told me about a kidney stone that was that big and somebody passed that fucking horse apple through their urethra, I'd be like, oh my God. I've had kidney stones literally once in my life. I've had like severe kidney stones. I might have had glancing kidney stones once in a while, but for the most part, it was just the one time. And let me tell you, the one reason I don't drink soda like I used to, and why I limit my access to soda, is because of the kidney stones. I had one bout with kidney stones, and I'm like, all right, we're ending the sodium thing. Anything that can make a rock in my... No, let's not. Let's be done. That was horrible. Balls Deep, thank you for linking that post. Again, if you want to share your thoughts and prayers with that post, it would mean a lot to her. You can also buy Digger a coffee. That is absolutely true. Or donate unused shovels to her. I don't know, Rusty Grammar, how you follow through with the donation of the unused shovels. I know the Buy Me a Coffee is an app, and people can give to that or her PayPal links and stuff like that if you want to wish her well and send her a little financial help. She's going to be in the hospital for the next couple days, so... Kidney stones, passing one was painful and exhausting. Right? How do you get so tired from sitting there in pain? I didn't understand. How am I so exhausted from sitting here in pain? And Ghost of Balls Deep sharing it over on Twitch. Thank you very, very much. Glancing kidney stones, or are they like giving you the sideways stare? No, it's where they're just big enough to register once or twice through the tract, but it's not like a kidney stone where you feel it. It's like you have a little bit of intense pain, and then it's gone. Like the stone breaks up or something. Like it's just long enough, like 15, 20 minutes, just where you start thinking, oh no, this is a kidney stone, and then it's just gone. And you're fine. I have to assume it was a kidney stone that didn't make the muster. Or I get weird spouts of back pain, one or the other. But I'd call it a glancing kidney stone. Because it looked at you for a minute, but then it decided no. Just enough to be annoying. Right? That's what I'm saying. Just enough to remind you kidney stones are real, and you're just enough to make your butt pucker for 30 minutes of, am I about to be in the world's worst shape at all for this? Like, nope, let's not. Let's not. Roller coasters are good for kidney health. Unused shovels, ouch. Yeah, unused shovel. You know, people gotta have a place to pay it. Gotta have a place to ditch your unused shovels. They're not looked upon favorably in Canada. Just gotta have a place to go. And apparently she houses unused shovels like that one family housed Anne Frank. She's got an attic room full of shovels hidden behind a bookcase to keep the shovel Gestapo from getting access to all of her shovels. So, yes. So I think we've talked about it a couple times. We'll update it one last time before we get to, oh, this is a rip and read. I don't know if I want to bother with that now. We'll see. Glancing across, like skipping a stone on water. Kind of what I mean. What was that? Which one was that? Sean from Apo? I don't know if that's just a random set of letters or what. But yes, like skipping a stone across water. Yeah, kind of like that. Like you feel it because if you haven't ever had a kidney stone, one, count your lucky stars, but a kidney stone, a really painful one, you feel it from the moment it hits the tract, and it's got to work its way from the kidney down the tract of your into your bladder and then out through your urethra. And if it's a big one and you're going to feel it, the pressure has to build, so you constantly feel like you have to go to the bathroom, but there's pain behind it, and quite frankly, you're not urinating as much as you'd like because we've got this horrible thing going on. So it keeps happening, it keeps going, you feel it, and the pain is just inching its way down your back, down your body, till it gets lower and lower and lower, until it's finally gone to the point of being in your bladder, where it'll either break up and dissolve or then hopefully not be an obstruction for your urethra. But yeah, it's not comfortable. It's not fun. And if you get one that just kind of taps once or twice, glancing. Came close. You know what it's time for? More water, less sodium, less sugar. Boom. Start eating like a person at an old folks home with a sippy cup and just bland paste. Her government is going to seize the shovels at customs. If she comes here, yeah, we've discussed this. There's two plans of action. Her coming this way, me going that way. There's pluses and minuses to both sides of the field. Big minus right now is just getting anything done. I'm probably at the end of September looking at doing late starts on Mondays because of stuff we have to do, and maybe just doing it an hour longer. I don't know. Figure it out. For meeting with people trying to get shit figured out for me. It's just that difficult to get anything done. John Coffey cures that, I've heard. I mean, he does, but the actor and the character are dead. That was my YouTube given last name. You know, me as someone else on Rumble. Oh, that's fine. It's fine. Be who you need to be. Tapioca pudding and cream peas. There's a good idea. That's a good idea. I wouldn't mind tapioca pudding. I don't think Digger likes tapioca pudding, though. Either way, so yes, so she's had her first surgery. She's out of that one. They moved her to a new facility. She's in for the other surgery right now, and will hopefully recover from all of that. We've got, 2.5 hours left to go on this here program. Can't do my math anymore. So yeah, I was very, very scared. I'm still scared. I'm trying to not think about it too much. I don't know if the constant mentioning it has hinted at that. How about we read this out quick? This is something I think I support this guy. Minnesota man has been charged for using homemade spike strip to keep kids off his lawn. The criminal complaint. Well, wait a minute. Kids off his lawn. Hold on a second. So you're gonna have them. I'll tell you this: kids might stay off your lawn, but the ambulance and the cops are gonna show up when they have a spike in their foot. That's not. I thought this was like kids bicycling. Criminal complaint alleges that a man set up dozens of screws in his yard to attempt to keep neighborhood kids from riding their bikes on the lawn. Okay, but the downside to that is now you've got the problem with all of anybody who runs through the lawn might step on the screws. This happened in Wyoming, Minnesota. A Minnesota man faces a court date next month for allegedly setting up homemade spike strips in his yard last spring in an attempt to keep neighborhood children off his lawn. Kyle James Steffen, 39, is charged with one gross misdemeanor count of setting a spring gun, pitfall, deadfall, or snare, which carries potential maximum sentence of 180 days in prison or a $1,000 fine. According to the complaint filed in the case, one of Steffen's neighbors called the police in late April to report that Steffen was yelling at her children to stay out of his yard. When officers arrived, they saw a long piece of thick plastic set in the lawn with about 43-inch screws sticking out from the plastic. Officers noted bicycle tire tracks in the yard and said it appeared neighborhood children would ride through the yard as a shortcut into a nearby park. Oh. Still can't do it, man. I'm with Lexi Vaughn. How does he mow? I'm going to guess he's just going to move the spike strips. It's going to kill patches of your lawn, too. Unless it's like clear plastic. Spike strips, homemade. Yeah, they're homemade spike strips. St. Aaron saying, I'm on the guy's side. Shouldn't be stepping on someone's property to play. Right, well, it wasn't even to play. They were riding through to take a shortcut to the park. Like, I understand the guy. I understand where he's coming from. I still get nervous about this because at first I'm like you, St. Aaron. I'm like, yeah, it's his fucking lawn. Keep the kids out. But then I thought, what about some little kid who's just running through, doesn't know any better? How easy is it to see this thing? A lot of questions I have because I don't want some little kid stepping on it and getting hurt. He escalated. Hope he can handle the response from the kids. Right? I can't imagine they're going to take this line down. You wreck a couple of their huffies, they'll be pissed. Does anyone like tapioca pudding, says Diamond Senna. I love tapioca pudding. I love it. Wild Saffron saying, I tried it once as a kid. It's okay. Bland with no telling what those little lumps come. Those little lumps are just little gelatin beads that absorb moisture and water, firstly. So nothing special there. 2, you've had it made wrong. It should have a good vanilla flavor. And if you really like, you have to keep it moving and whisking it constantly, but if you really cook the shit out of it, and it firms up a lot, it gets interesting. It's fun. I love tapioca pudding. Love making it. But then again, I make sure it's got enough vanilla in it. It shouldn't be bland. He escalated. 43 inches is a spear, not a spike. It was 3 inches, not 43 inches. I'm sorry. Did I say 43? I said 3 inches. 40. Oh, excuse me. You misheard me. I didn't say 43 inches. I said 40, 3-inch screws. The screws were 3 inches. There were 40 of them. My bad. It's the way they put it in the story. I just read it too fast. My apologies. Or a kid rides through a spike strip, gets tossed, lands eye first on a spike. Ooh, yeah, there's that too. I mean, I understand the inclination. I understand getting upset and wanting to do something about it. I'm with you on it, but the execution has too many flaws. We can't do it. We had neighbors growing up who booby-trapped my grandpa's field. They dug holes about 2 feet deep, covered them with leaves. I beat the oldest sibling very loudly wow. That's an interesting admission. Old man gave me an attaboy. 40 quantity of 3-inch screws. Yes, quantity of 40. I'm amazed that your homeowner's insurance wouldn't go through the roof and they caught you doing that shit. I imagine it has. I wouldn't mind 1 inch, about 3 inches. What the fuck, dude? Yeah, 3 inches. 40 of them. Like I said, it's like I understand the inclination. I understand. But you can't actually do it. It's going to hurt somebody. Some kid's going to get seriously messed up with that. And then if they don't, you get this situation where you just get arrested. The complaint states that officers spoke with Stefan, who admitted to placing the device to keep kids off his lawn, and that he had previously yelled at the kids many times, but they still rode through his yard out of spite. Dude, if they ride through your yard out of spite when you tell them to stop, what do you think you're going to do when you screw the place? Hey, speaking of screwing, somebody must have just gotten done. Al, do you want to stop and just come down here? Otherwise, I'll do a control bear and you can... Okay, then. See what I mean? I don't need to tase him. Just berate him verbally. Have you called the cops like my neighbor did when people were speeding? You should have called the cops. But how do you report them for riding through your neighborhood or through your lawn? Like, you can't prove who did it. Officer, you can see right there, the Huffy print is clear as day. Arrest that 10-year-old. I mean, at this point, if you could just prove that the kids went to the park unattended, you could probably get the parents in trouble. If you live in town, what do you expect? I live in a small town, and I also live out in the country. It's a big difference. Mostly that you're living in 2 places at once. Did they give the man's address? I don't believe they gave the man's address. We do know it's in Wyoming, Minnesota. That's all we know. The complaint states officer spoke to Stefan, admitted placing device to keep him on spite. Stefan also allegedly told officers he did not mean to injure anyone, only scare them, but the complaint noted he seemed frustrated the device was not effective in keeping the kids off his lawn. Look, I don't want to hurt anybody, but I just wish it fucking worked. You know what I mean? Like, they just ride around it, little bastards. Because it's visible. So now I feel like I'm back on the okay with it part. It's clearly so visible that it has not it's not duped anybody. Although again, it still doesn't take the risk out of it. It's just a bad idea. It's asking for trouble. If not this, you would have had something much worse happen. Just thank your lucky stars it's a fucking ticket and not like a kid that got injured. And now you've got to like give up your house and everything else because you got to sell it to pay the goddamn legal bills and everything else. All right, Wyoming, Minnesota. That's 2 states at once. No, it's an area of Minnesota. That's what they said. Wyoming, Minnesota. Minnesota man. Wyoming, Minnesota. Yeah, it's a town in Minnesota. We're not real original here. We weren't the first to have a Rochester. So Wyoming's not surprising. I like that the nails didn't stop the kids. It is entertaining to think that like he put all this time, all this effort, it never worked, and now he's gonna get a ticket and a fine because of an endangerment that he put out there. That, by the way, it didn't fool anybody. Everybody saw it from a mile away. It was bright. The spikes were sticking up high enough that nobody thought, hey. And then if you go 2 feet to the left, you're fine. They kept riding through one spot in his lawn. He put the spike strip there, like, that'll do it. They just moved over 2 feet. So there used to be like this dirt rut because it's like an indent in the ground. And so they'd ride through that and it would dense down. And then when it would rain, because in Minnesota, we have a very humid environment. So the ground will sog up a lot of water and it'll stay soft and puffy. So they'd hit this spot and they'd go for the splash, right? And so they just keep making this divot bigger with them powering through it again and again and again. And he goes, enough is enough. And he puts the fucking spike strip down. And then 2 feet next to it, new divot forms. Little bastards went around. All right, you want to come up here? All right, let me put my legs up so you can jump up. Oh, hold on. They're a little extra stilty today. Ah, balls. Fuck me. All right, there we go. Come on, buddy. Come on. You're kind of holding this whole thing up, so we got to, like, shit or get off the pot. Here, I'll help you. I'll help you. There we go, buddy. Hey, everybody. I don't tase my pets. I just abuse them for attention. It's Alicorn. There we go. Dig a 3-foot hole, cover it, fuck them. I mean, really, lab glass? I mean, this is borderline a punji pit at this point. Like, the tires bop down. But again, what if somebody steps on? What if it's a little kid who's just playing in a yard, doesn't understand things like boundaries? Mom's there visiting a friend, and they're talking. The little kid's just exploring, following a butterfly. Steps that and fucking boom, right through their foot. Now they got to go see the doctor, get a tetanus shot. Hi, Al. See, they like you, Al. They say hello. They say hello. Alrighty, so... Oh, this is another rip and read. I don't know that I want to do another rip and read right now. Let's go to this. This happened on Monday. Well, actually, Sunday evening, I believe. It was reported on Monday. We know who the suspects are. I don't know if they're going to show the suspects in this video when we pull this up. Wait a minute. Oh, it's because I have to do this. Block. I don't know if they're going to show who the suspects are in this video. This is out of Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia? Yes, Atlanta, Georgia. An election official and his wife were woken up in Atlanta, Georgia in one of the scariest ways possible. So we'll get to, if they, let's go up, rode bikes all the time, never rode through a yard, says Lab Glass. I never wanted to ride through anybody's yard. Like back in my day, we rode to the park, which was like 5 miles away. We rode on the side of the road all the way into town. And then we were on like sidewalks or the streets in town. If they weren't busy streets, the mean streets, it was a very small town. We just, again, you rode on the streets. If there was no one on the sidewalk, you rode on the sidewalk. The closest we ever came to riding on the grass would be if we popped up off over the curb to get back on the street because there was somebody on the sidewalk. I never rode in anybody's yard. Number one reason, though, real talk, not any sort of like, that's their property and I shouldn't be there. No, none of that gay bullshit. I never rode in other people's yards. I was always terrified someone would have a dog they don't clean up after, and I'm going to get dog shit in my bike tire. I don't want that. I don't want to be riding for the next few miles smelling dog turd, then have to pull over somewhere and find a stick and dig it out of the mountain bike tires. That noise. That is fucking bush league bullshit that I'm not putting up with. So I'll stick to the sidewalk and the streets where I can see if there's a dog and someone didn't pick up after it. I'm not getting that crap in my bike. Fuck that noise. Boom. Oh, we disconnected and reconnected to the chat. That's great. Wyoming, Pennsylvania is also a thing. Oh, the mower becomes an awesome nail gun, or, murders people. They usually on a strip of wood or metal llama. All right. Punji pits require spears dipped in poo. Fair enough. Fair enough. Sean, you would think the kid would see the board with the nails in it. Yeah, you'd think the board wouldn't be any less visible. You got to bury them deeper than 3 feet if you want to miss the canine unit. But are they? Wow, YouTube. YouTube's chat is being twitchy today. It is disconnected twice, and I'm looking and my KBS is fine. I hit a path on a bicycle where a pissed off neighbor spiked dry spot between mud puddles with 16 penny nails held by vice grip set in with a hammer. Blew both tires. Oh. And then after he types that, trying to reconnect. And then but that did come through. Blew both tires. Weird. I don't understand what's going on with my YouTube chat and why it's being flighty. There were technically borders between property lines, and the people that own those lots had kids too, so it was fine. I better go back and check this. Kids shouldn't ride bikes on others' property without permission. Fuck them up. I don't know if I'm quite for the fuck them up. Copper sick balls? I don't know what that is. Or move to Wyoming. Won't have to worry about the grass. It's not green unless you irrigate. There you go. There's your idea. I don't know. I lived in a neighborhood near a park. I would assume the local kids probably have a little bike rut if they aren't being loud and obnoxious or vandalizing shit. Fuck them. I guess. That's a low bar, though. Like, are they at least, is this all they're doing is mild trespassing? We can let that go. Then tell the kids you're calling the Epstein guys to get them. Oh, there we go. Just put up a sign that says trespassers will be sent to Jeffrey Epstein. Although that would probably get you in way more trouble than the spike strip, now that I think about it. If you put that up, well, you'd get in way more trouble than the spike strip if you put that up as a joke, wouldn't you? If you put up a sign saying trespassers will be sent to Jeffrey Epstein. That's just not funny, right? Well, what can I do? You won't let me do anything about the goddamn kids. They were technically, already covered that. We had bike police, some college kid on a moped. We would run through yards away from them fools. Sounds like the bike police were lame. Bike police ought to be able to catch kids on foot if you're running away from them. Or I suppose if you're both on bikes, you've got to be the faster biker. You've got to be the better bicyclist if you're the bicycle cop. We had little trails through the woods and fields, but it was a property line, and we never went off that rut into a yard. I suppose that might be a little different. That's how you should be able to deal with the damn lawyers, fuck up society, and don't hurt the kids and shit. I mean, that's a simple request. They were technically borders between property lines. The people on those lots, kids said too, so it's fine. I'll be over to put ruts in your yard, Rusty. Jesus. Chopper was the junkyard dog from Stand By Me. Oh, I see what you're saying. It's just, yeah, dude. Get a big, loud, obnoxious dog. That'll do it. Just get a pit bull and let it eat one of the kids. Then all you got to do is put the dog down. Sorry, that's a piece of shit thing to say. I'm being a dirtbag. I was just don't mean that. Don't get a dog and let it maul a child. Don't do that. It's already rutted up from the dirt bike, four-wheeler, and even their bicycles. Yeah, I feel like Rusty's yard you can't threaten. It's like, I'm going to make a mess of your yard. Challenge accepted. Figure out where it is neat. Figure out the spot that isn't messed up already. Have at her. Have at her, son. At this point, I'm a completionist. Please find the spot that hasn't been messed up. I'm trying to maintain an aesthetic here. Fuck it all up. Till the end of time. All right, so I've got a second controlled burn that I've got to do for the hype train we had earlier. I'm going to do that right now. While I do, I'm going to play this story about a election official in Atlanta, Georgia, who, again, got the most gangster wake-up call of all time. And play. Oh, are we going to get an ad?
This is Bernie Perryman, the candidate for the Minnesota Senate. Medicaid fraud has become a major...
Fuck you. Don't play an ad during my thing. Don't do that. You had me lined up with the guy. I did the line. Now I look like a piece of shit because of your ad. I'm a little behind in the show. My daughter gave birth and then found out she had to have her gallbladder moved. She missed a gallstone in her bladder duct and had to operate a second time. She said that the gallbladder stuff was way worse than giving birth. Prayers for Digger. The gallbladder thing, I bet she means the actual stone that they missed. Because, yeah, again, that stuff, stones, gallstones, kidney stones, any of them. I mean, for men, it's the closest we have to pain like pregnancy. But, yeah, women that have had it will tell you that pain is in some ways worse than pregnancy. As someone who's never, ever had a kid, I don't know. She was doing okay yesterday. We did hang out for a little while yesterday evening before I had to go to bed. So we hung out for a bit. She was doing okay. She was in good spirits. The primary surgery seems to have been a rousing success and gone completely smooth. And we're praying for that continued trend today. Caltrops would mess up anything, car, tire, or horse. Again, he was saying he wanted to... Never mind. Sandy, prayers for your daughter and her new grandbaby. Well, yes. Good luck to all of those. All right, let's get this guy who, again, most gangster wake-up call.
Confused why 30 shots hit our house last night. Scariest thing we've ever...
Oh, my God. J.D. Vance has a body double, and he's hiding in Georgia. Holy shit.
Ever had happen to us.
Robert Centers is searching for answers after Atlanta police say two men fired at least 30 rounds into his Southwest Atlanta home.
Why is it only in one channel?
They were asleep inside.
This one right here.
Centers, who serves as the communications director for Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, showed us how the gunfire ripped through his home. From
political
the front
assassination.
all the way to the kitchen where bullets pierced walls and even a board game. Somehow, no one was hurt.
No animals, no people harmed. So we're so thankful for that.
With the help of a neighbor, police quickly identified two suspects.
Police quickly identified 2 suspects. Let the record show that those men apparently have horrible aim. They hit nothing but the house.
Who are now under arrest. Investigators have not released a motive or said whether there's any connection to politics.
This is just a sobering reminder that we even have to think about political violence to begin with. I'm thinking this is less targeted toward me, but maybe targeted at this house.
Sinners says he believes this home may have been targeted because of a previous tenant.
I've been told by multiple people that a drug dealer used to live here a couple years back.
I've been told by multiple people that a drug dealer used to live here. So when you tell me that 30 rounds were fired by, and spoiler, they were 2 African-American gentlemen. When 2 African-American gentlemen dumped 30 rounds into my house, I don't really think it has as much to do with me as it has to do with the man who's no longer selling crack out of this house.
And maybe these guys didn't get the memo.
Dude, again, am I high or is this guy JD Vance? Fucking doppelgangers. It's remarkably JD Vance-esque. It's making me uncomfortable. It's making me legit uncomfortable. Dear Lord. Bile duck, not bladder duck. Yeah, it's again. It's not fun. Mr. Q saying, "Where's the cocaine?" It's not here anymore. Cocaine moved, man. He took all of his shit with him. I've had multiple people tell me that a drug dealer used to live here. So I've gone through the house and completely ripped out every wall on the off chance of finding a ghost stash of money or drugs. And fortunately, I have not found anything. So I had to put all that drywall back up. I didn't know they had a name. Man, thanks. Yeah, it's weird that they called him that. The shooters shouted, "Give Huckabee our regards." Give Hucklebuck our regards. I don't think they called out old Hucklebuck. They shot at us sinners is the fun part. What could he have possibly done wrong? I don't know. His last name suggests a lot. His last name is Sinners. It sounds like he's done enough for more than one person. Really, he's really gotten ahead of himself. Really kind of capitalized on and cornered the market on sinning left, right, and sideways. He's a sinners, plural. The shoot. Oh yeah, we covered that. Where were we? Last to swipe a duck is now a floor rug. Oh, so you got the fox. Good for you. Are you like legit turning him into a floor rug? I don't know if that's messed up or not. Weird. My wife had her gallbladder removed. Oh, well, I hope things go smoothly for Our Lady of Canada. Damn, shot up his house. Must be his white privilege. Oh, no. Isn't the majority of Atlanta black? I think so. He doesn't have the eyeliner. Not right now. I'm saying you put him in the makeup and you grow the beard. That's J.D. Vance. I'm saying if J.D. Vance were assassinated today, they'd tap him to play J.D. Vance in the future to finish out the term. Matthew Q saying, did you see what was taped under his toilet? They didn't even go in the house. I missed it. What was taped under his toilet? Did I miss something? What was taped under the toilet? Now I have questions. Anyone find it weird that the left doesn't want guns, yet they commit 98% of the gun violence? So again, it's that criminal element that doesn't care. Like, yeah, it is weird. This is the thing. I don't believe gun violence ends by making guns illegal. I just think nobody that follows laws has guns. That's all we land on. And we still have the other part. Like, let's pretend Let's pretend live in a little wookadoo world where, oh, we make guns illegal so nobody but the police has the guns. Yeah, but what about when you got to protect yourself from the cops? Oh, why would you have to protect yourself from the cops? What about if they, I don't know, decide to make you stay in your home because there's a terrible cold going around and they don't want you to go out and have the sniffles. Oh. Johnny almost assassinates himself on the staircase daily. No, not really. I don't go up the stairs every day. But when I do, it's always dangerous. You know what it was? It was easy up and easy down on Saturday. Gravity did all the work on the second one. So you just let it go. He's a clone for spare parts. That's what it is. It's the island setup for J.D. Vance. But they want to give him like a cushy gig in politics so his organs are used to political bullshit? I have no idea. Fox blanket is amazing, says Mr. Q. But don't you need more than one fox to make a blanket? Forgive me if I'm wrong, but they're not very big. You probably need a couple of them to pull that sort of shit off. I don't think you get it with just one. Anyways, speaking of animals, apparently laws have now been made in where was this that we were reading? Tennessee. Okay, I was about to say laws in Tennessee have now been made that allow people to own a raccoon. You can now have your own pet raccoon in Tennessee. I'm actually for this. I mean, these little bastards are super duper destructive, so you have to be a responsible pet owner to have one. But goddamn if I don't want a pet raccoon. Hurry up, finish this ad. I want to get to the story. You bastard. Let's
capital
and go back here and go there and hit play. So now, dude, if you live in Tennessee and you want to have a little trash panda, I had that up for the story. That just fucking, thank you for the 25 bits. Hello, sir. Good to see you. Oh, really? They will be sorry owning raccoons. Again, you got to plan for it appropriately. You got to plan for it appropriately. This is not an easy pet to have. These are destructive little fucks. A raccoon, how cute. But here's what, like, I'd love to have a pet raccoon.
To pets, raccoons are making an unlikely appearance at the Tennessee Capitol. Welcome back to News 2 at 4. I'm Kendall Ashman.
And I'm Tori Gessner. A new bill would make it easier to own a pet raccoon in the volunteer state. Most people keep their distance from raccoons.
Damn dirty. Wait a minute. The volunteer state? Is that what we call Tennessee? Tennessee is the volunteer state. Is that a good nickname to have or like that's a weird title. The volunteer state. You know, sometimes you volunteer for stuff, not a good idea. Like, who wants to host the Tuskegee experiments? We will. We're the volunteer state. Like, no, don't. I don't think they actually did that though. Where was? Anyways, of course they didn't. You dumbass. Oh, made a horrible example. I would just feed them, says Rabbin. Johnny's exotic animal blankets. I don't have exotic animal blankets. Coon ownership. The South will rise again. Raccoons. You're raccoons. You're missing the R and the A. It's spelt out for you on the screen. I feel like you're deliberately taking this steer off of it to imply a thing that it's not implying. I would send it to the neighbor and sleeps there. I would just feed them. Oh, well, until they eat the neighbor. They will eventually.
But Dalton Kinman keeps them close.
Oh, goodness. Cats with thumbs. Absolutely. It's incredible.
This close.
Sir, I'm saying this as a person who owns a cat. When you say cats with thumbs, I will respond with, are you out of your fucking mind? I'm completely against this now. I was for this because it seemed cute, but when you describe them as cats with thumbs, do you realize the nuclear winter we would be living in right now, if cats had thumbs, and the ability to open canned food on their own, there would be roving cats going from grocery store to grocery store, murking people and grabbing tuna on the way out. Like, this is the only thing holding cats in checks is their thumbs. And you're telling me this animal is a cat with a thumb. Fuck you, sir. Thank God I can be owned again. Life would be... No, Brian. Raccoons. R-A-C-C-O-O-N-S. It's spelled on the screen. It's right there for you. It's right there. That's what we're talking about. You're a towel.
Scurry on through here. We see them through our back door, and they come up on our back deck. They say hi to my dogs, and they're so friendly. We love them.
Yes, they're so friendly. If you house them, they will destroy your property. Notice the chicken wire cage you have to keep this little bastard in, because otherwise he will just start ripping apart your house.
His wife say they've seen anywhere between 10 to 30 raccoons in the past couple of years they've lived in Donaldson, capturing these photos of the trash pandas behind their door.
It's like they want to come inside. You know, they're tapping on the glass.
Yes, they want to come inside. They're aware that there's warmth, shelter, and food there. Like any animal that can smell decently, if you have any cats especially, they'll see that, oh, small animals that are somewhat predatory like myself manage to sustain themselves here. I might be able to find a food source I like. And if you have garbage that they're going through, that they're eating off of that alone, they know that the good stuff is inside.
It's like they're almost asking to be fed and taken care of.
Under a new...
That guy's totally gay, right? Like I know they said, didn't they say he had a wife? But just like, look at him. That guy, like, hold on. Go back. That guy's totally gay, right? I'm not imagining it. That guy's totally gay, right? That's what
asking to be fed and taken care of.
Under a new proposal in Tennessee, they could be. The Republican-backed bill would make it easier for people to own a pet.
All right, I got to catch up with the chat because our chat's up on the screen. So let's go with this. Thank God. Normally they have kits in the spring, so I can get one for you next April, but I don't think Alcat would like it. I don't know that I could raise one now anyway. So we have a lot of other things we're looking at figuring out before we worry about that, but I appreciate that. Are you litter trained, Brian? I mean, I would hope he is. Johnny, did you see the abandoned boat full of cats story? No, I didn't see an abandoned boat full of cats. I'd be interested in that. Is it out at sea or just up on a dock somewhere? Either way, interesting. I have questions. Maybe if you have a link. Brian got new portraits. Oh, yay. I cannot spell Utard. Will there be an auction for... Again, no. These are raccoons. You're deliberately misspelling it now. Now it's becoming quite see-through. You're deliberately taking this the wrong way. It's raccoons, and they're not auctioning those off either. No auction. There's been no promise of any auction. This is raccoon country now, says Rabin. Danger, raccoon, roundworm? Is that a common thing with raccoons? Do they get roundworm a lot?
Raccoon, as long as they aren't from the wild and have their vaccines.
We make light of that some, but I will tell you, for the folks that do have these as pets, either legally or outside the law, which we don't recommend, it's a big deal to them. They do cherish them as any other pet would.
You'd be surprised how many people in Tennessee have reached out and said, we can't wait on one of these, thank you. I'm so excited they want to have a raccoon.
Yeah, because, if it doesn't work out as a pet, it works great as a stew.
Hinman is one of them.
I cuddle it just like a cat in the mornings to hang out, maybe, train it to grab me a soda out the fridge because it's got the thumbs.
No, again, it's got the ability to hit the nuclear bombs because it has the thumbs. It'll hack the computers because it has the thumbs. Again, you can't trust cats with thumbs. And if that's what these are, this guy is totally gay. Like, I won't get me a beer because it's got the thumbs. Bidding for Brian starts at $5, says Lab Glass. I'm not auctioning off anybody. And no. Don't applaud that. Thank you for the $5 over on Rumble. All of that goes to knock down our goal, which is on next week on the 18th. We're just cruising right along, so thank you for all of that. If you want to throw in bits, subs, super chats, Rumble rants, otherwise Venmo, PayPal, they all work. Thank you very, very much. So yeah, dude, you've got the thumbs. Cool, that's great. That's what they're gonna use to strangle you with, is the thumbs. St. Caesar's is gay. That's what I said. This guy said, well, okay, St. Caesar's. I'd train a raccoon to use a Derringer pistol and let it loose in Johnny's basement. Why? That sounds like a horrible idea. You'd have to find the basement first. And why do you want it to run around loose with a Derringer pistol? Won't live long. You let that thing loose in here, and I mean, who was it? Mr. Q made his jokes about Alucard. Fuck Al, dude. The one you got to worry about is Tegra. She seems all cute and all innocent, but there is a part of that cat that is a demon, and it wants to murder stuff. And I have been worried about the sanctity of the windows in this house because of her just anticipating murdering the fuck out of the squirrel right on the other side of the window. Like, oof. If they get just a little bit closer, she'll go through, and ooh, it's going to be bad. So, it's a nasty parasite that slowly kills other animals. Ooh. We had 3 little raccoons as a pet. Spoiler alert. They're up all night. Yeah, they're nocturnal animals. They're not going to let you sleep because they're going to be busy getting crazy at night. He looks like Chris Benoit. I don't think so. I don't think he looks like Chris Benoit. If you ever wanted to come over to the farm. I mean, wow, why? No. But he has some real fine navy blue shirt. Can he see the links I'm posting? Says Riding Dirty Llama. Can I? I'm not seeing any links you're posting. I apologize. I don't have any links posted.
Let's use it. We've domesticated dogs and cats, and it seems like raccoons are wanting to domesticate themselves.
No. Raccoons want a free fucking meal. They'll go anywhere they can get it. They're not dumb. They don't want to be domesticated again. They're going to murder you. They're going to murder you if they don't rip apart your house. By the way, the whole having thumbs thing is, you ever want to keep a pet that's kind of like an ex-con, always trying to figure out a way out, always trying to figure a way in when they can't get in, a way out when they're not supposed to get out? Yeah, that's a raccoon. And they've got thumbs, so they'll figure it out.
And while some still believe these trash pandas belong in the backyard, not the living room, Kinman doesn't think a pet raccoon is such a wild idea.
It isn't.
Let's get this bill passed. Let's get
it really isn't. It's been done in plenty of places. It's very doable. But again, it's a fucking nightmare.
These raccoons inside.
The bill will be debated on the Senate floor next week. It still has a couple more committees in the House it has to pass before a final vote there.
All right. No, I don't. What? No. Go away. Hate it when they shoehorn another video into the thing. I don't want that now. All right, so it hasn't quite passed, but it could get through. I actually, like, honestly, if you want to have a pet raccoon, I'm all for it. If you raise them right, as long as you're a responsible pet owner and you know what that animal is going to require. Let's see what this link is that Riding Dirty Llama sent us. Open the link. Vets in California warn about deadly raccoon roundworm after infected dog. Ooh, okay. Color me curious.
A little bit of shock and surprise to everyone.
Christian Lopez is talking about a brain-infecting parasite called raccoon roundworm found in his dog in January.
No, it's the first time I had never heard of it.
Veterinarians found Balis ascaris eggs in Ducky's system during a routine exam. The Department of Public Health says it's the first such formal report of raccoon roundworm in a dog in LA County history. In all of your years of practice, have you ever seen...
All right, how does it happen? How does the dog get the roundworm from the raccoon? Does the dog have to eat the raccoon? I'm worth at least tree fitties, says Brian. All right, well, I don't own Brian, so I can't sell him. So I don't know why you're sending the money to me. It doesn't make sense. You won't be able to buy Brian by sending money to me. You'll have to work that out with whoever's selling Brian, who is not me. I'm not doing that. Not even a little. All right. Yeah, if you get its vaxes and shots, it also infects cats and birds. It's through the feces. I assumed it's through the feces, but again, your dog's eating poo. That's why I don't like dogs.
Never seen a case like this before in all my years of practice.
Dr. Julio Lopez, no relations to Christian, says pets can suffer severe illness if they're left untreated.
A pet may go blind from parasites or may present with having seizures as well.
Transmission most often happens when people or pets ingest food or water contaminated with raccoon feces. The parasite's eggs must be in the animal waste for 2 to 4 weeks before they can cause infection.
You don't directly get it from your pet. So you can still cuddle with your pet, you can still snuggle with your pet, and not be afraid of catching this parasite.
Well, again, how many people come into contact with raccoon feces? Dear Lord. Red Scooper dogs are dumb as shit. Apparently, they eat the stuff.
Correctly.
The Department of Public Health says the risk to the public was extremely low. Fewer than 10 human cases have been reported in California since 1993, but officials chose to send out an alert after Ducky's infection.
Why was it necessary to send out an alert?
Infections in humans can be very severe.
And if we're going to see it anywhere, we're going to see, like, you know why.
24, 2 children in the South Bay were infected in unrelated cases. One of the kids...
Your kids are eating shit? Dude. I want a Blinks, says Mr. Q. That sounds like a difficult pet to own.
Was developmentally delayed. People with a disorder known as pica are at highest risk.
Now, high risk...
Yeah. If you've got a pica person, if you made a pica person, you gotta just watch those motherfuckers like crazy. They just eat everything.
Risk means that people put soil into their mouth or feces or poop into their mouth because that's really how this disease is transmitted.
It's unclear how they got infected, but both children recovered with treatment.
Roundworm. Sounds like a ringworm. What's the difference?
That's why they call it ringworm. It's not a worm. And it's a fungus, like athlete's foot, like jock's itch. Roundworm, which is what we're talking about, is an actual worm. It's an actual parasite. It's called a roundworm because it's a worm, and the body of the worm is like a tube. It's round.
Doctors say raccoon roundworm isn't transmitted from person to person, which is why doctors say picking up after your pet is important to prevent transmission. And they say you can prevent raccoons and other wildlife from getting near your home by securing trash cans, not leaving food out for your pets, and trim your trees to keep raccoons from climbing on your roof.
Come on, Doug, this way.
All right. I guess it must be nice. Pica is what Johnny has, right? No. I don't have pica. Why would you think I have pica? Pica has nothing. I have MS. It's not even remotely similar. Thank you. My daughter is fine now. That was 7 years ago, says Sandy Squatch. I'm glad to hear your daughter's doing well. Voted dumbest dog in California 2026. Ringworm sucks. Yeah. Seems like it sucks. Hello, Fiery. Good to see you. Welcome to the program. You're a little late. Do we do it? It's almost, you know what? We should do it almost on the hour at this point. We did it at the start of the show. We did it again at like 2. So now we're buttoned up to hour 3 here. We might as well do it again since you're just joining us, Fiery. In case you haven't heard, the amazing lady of my life, Our Lady of Canada Digger, is in the hospital right now. She had a gallbladder surgery. Seems like everything's going to be fine. Seems like it's going to be fine. But she is currently in for a second surgery that should be hopefully wrapping up here pretty soon. And then after that, we'll see what's what. Hopefully there won't be any surgeries after that then. So. Ringworm sucks. My dad still has scars. Ooh. Hi, Fiery. Yep. Fiery, I heard a little. Yeah, if there was Balls Deep was linking it earlier. If you want, I can grab it and share it for you. You can go to her channel. her YouTube channel. She put a post about it. If you want to just give her your thoughts and prayers, it'd probably mean the world to her. And she'll get those notifications and stuff when she gets out, which will be lovely. She's going to come out of that and a whole bunch of well wishes. But yeah, so she's obviously not going to be on the program this week. I'm going to be doing a solo week. When was the last time I did a solo week? It's been a while. And I'm not even doing a full solo week because I took off Monday to recuperate from Saturday. And then the shit show that was Monday happened. And I was just glad I wasn't expected to be on because I would have been a mess. So fortunately, I'm able to hold it together a little bit today. A blue and gold macaw named Tank had an autopsy to see why it died. They found roundworms in its brain. How did the macaw get it? The owner had collected branches from her backyard to use as perches for Tank. The larvae eggs were in the bark. In the bark? So, like, the raccoons are rubbing the bark and it's getting in there? Like they peed on the tree? I don't know. Rusty Grammar, I can't bid for whatever reason. My Rumble payment is locked out. I am sorry to hear that. That would have been fun. I guess you could technically, if you really want to throw the money. I don't know why you're giving me money because, again, we're not auctioning off anyone. Just for clarification there. We are not auctioning off anyone. Hold on a second. All right. So I don't know what that notification is even about. All right. Didn't you do a 24-hour stream once? No. But we did like 18. I think it like 18. And it damn near wiped me out. I almost shat my pants like twice. And I was useless for the next 2 days. So it was not a good time overall. But yeah, I think I did a big long stream once. I've been watching since the April days. Well, thank you. I appreciate you being a part of the program. Lesson, do not use branches from your trees without researching what wood you can use and how to clean the wood free of parasites and toxins. Yeah, that's the other advantage of having cats is we don't let them outside, so all their toys are purchased at a store. They're such prissy little bitches, but they've never had to worry about parasites. Thank God. Although I've also, get the, what is it, Advantix or whatever the pill is that keeps them from getting the heartworm and stuff. That's the one that I'm always worried about is the heartworm. Dog get heartworm, cat get heartworm, and just horrible way to go. Not a fan. So yes, I have done, I think, an 18-hour stream, not 20 or 24 rather, 18. So there we go. That was in California. I didn't really know about that, but so yeah, I guess make sure you take care of your raccoons. Do the raccoons are they just carriers and they don't get infected by the worms the same way? Or because I feel like if you have a raccoon that has these worms, you'll have a problem too. Brian, Johnny, you aren't auctioning me. Are you giving me away for free? Am I worth not anything? You're not a piece of property for me. I don't own you. So I can't be responsible for selling you because you're not a piece of property I own. That's all I'm saying. Your value and worth is determined by whoever owns you, and that's not me. It's certainly not me. You seem to have your wires crossed. That's not me. I don't own you. I don't own anybody. Just myself. Digger's in the hospital, not Johnny. Fuck, I lost a bet. I mean, you've been chiming in the chat for the last 2 hours. I thought it would have become obvious. There's not a lot of hospitals that keep a green screen, a chair, and a mic set up on hand. So, yeah, I'm sorry that you lost that bet. That was a stupid bet to take, and the fact that you're just cluing into it now. And you spelled my name wrong. If we want to start stacking that column for what is stupid. That I don't know if they get the roundworm themselves. Yeah, I'd be worried about that more as a raccoon owner seeing that story. I'd want to start looking into that raccoon roundworm thing. Definitely a lot more reasons to think about it because if you have a raccoon, you're going to have to be cleaning up after it, which makes the whole larvae thing more of a risk. I already I've cut as close to the line as I want to with the whole, like, it's cleaning up with the cats and that stuff. Like, ugh, toxoplasmosis. Like, you got to be a good, responsible cat owner. It's not a big deal. Wash your hands. Not a big deal. That's as fucking risky as I want to get. After that, I'm like, nah, we're good. And we're done. So there we go. Look at Johnny. He's just like Abraham Lincoln. What? How? How am I like Abraham Lincoln? I don't think I'm like Abraham Lincoln at all. He grew up in a time of slavery. Alrighty, so we did Tennessee making it easier for people to own raccoons. Did I want to bother with what Abdul El Sayed said about football? Yeah, we do. So, there's a guy running for Senate named Abdul El Sayed, as his name might imply. I believe he's a person who is a Muslim. Don't let me speak for him. But when talking about football, he had this to say.
Football is very much associated with a particularly masculine and oftentimes toxically masculine culture, and so much of it was about you wanted to be able to get back up and play for your team, and you really aren't allowed to show pain or vulnerability. That's part of the sport.
Well, no, and as someone who's played a sport, I can tell you this. Everybody in the team faces the same pain. Like, if you're legit hurt, you're allowed. No, you're not supposed to cry and moan about it. It's a physical contact sport. Like in hockey, you got knocked down. Are you bleeding? Are your bones broke? Get up, get at it, and shut the fuck up, homie. Like, I mean, congratulations. Do a lap. Fuck off. Like, that's not toxic masculine culture. That's just, again, knowing what you signed up for. Nobody forced you to be out there on the field. Nobody asked you to go play that. You made that choice. Choices have consequences. And one of the consequences of playing a sport like hockey, football, to a lesser extent basketball, you could suffer an injury and it could hurt. You could get bumped. You could get checked. You could get knocked over, fall on your ass, bruise your coccyx, whatever. People might expect you to get up and keep going because we're all rooting for the game. You knew that was part of the deal. And by the way, let me double check this before I go to this next part that I was going to say. I mean, Abdul El Sayed. I want to be sure I'm clear about this. Politician. Let's see. Space. Looks like it. Want to make sure I get my I's and Q's dotted. Progressive politician. Yes, he embraces his Muslim faith. Okay. So again, buddy, I don't know if you want to talk about toxic masculinity when you're a member of the Muslim religion. Okay, currently the only religion still having any factions of people circumcising the female clitoris is the one that you're on. Like, saying. Might not be every chapter. Certainly doesn't seem like it might be you, but we're not talking about a specific moment in football. If football is toxically masculine, right. Football is toxically masculine. Just the football. Revoke citizenship and deport. Oh, sir, I cannot condone such a thing. I cannot condone such a thing. I will say this. I've seen a lot of clips of him criticizing the country and parts of it. It's just, if you're not happy here, go back to where they do it your way. Like, again, I feel like a lot of people forget that part of the reason you're here is because where they do it your way, shit didn't work out so well. And it feels like X, Y, and Z should come together to form a simple answer of, oh, problem was how we were doing stuff. Anyways, amen, says Matthew Q. I Can't condone that. Can't condone that at all. We have an hour and a half left in the program. So yeah, that was fun. I had to double check it before I said anything just to be sure. But yes, the guy that's part of a religion that has factions within it that still, again, mutilate women. Remember, it's football that's toxically masculine, because after you get hit, you're expected to brush it off, get up, and keep going. Right, because there's a lot of hitting in the game. If you can't take the hitting, sir, then you shouldn't be in the game. That's all any of us are saying. If you did not know by the time that you got to the field that that's what that involved, like the whole flag football is a sport and it exists. And if you want to go play it because you're a sissy. That's fine. Go for it. Have yourself a gay old time. But the point is, real football involves contact. If you weren't ready for that, don't join the sport. And by the way, before you get to your first game ever, there are plenty of drills and practices where you throw your bodies into scrimmage dummies, where your teammates do dry runs where they don't tackle you quite as hard and stuff like that. You should know that the hitting is part of the thing. And as for the professionals, when they get hurt, they don't want to call it out unless it's serious because they got to keep their prospects up. Injuries are a bad thing in that business. I still don't understand why you think the women would want to have fun, and you'd want her to have fun. At least I do, says Mr. Q. No, the belief is that it leads to adultery. I could be wrong about this. Someone who's more informed, feel free to correct me. But as far as I remember it, in the places and ways in which this is practiced, the belief is that it prevents adultery because there's no thrill in the pill, so to speak. Either way, it is a grotesque, barbaric, literally inhuman practice. You are treating people as less than human when you forcibly do this to them. As for this person, I don't know what different people of that culture will continue to ignore what different sections. This is and this isn't just them. This happens in some places. You'll have different people in Christianity, like Catholicism particularly, that will excuse the child effing stuff, and it's like, no, you can't excuse it. You can't downplay it. We can't cycle them. You call it all out. Like, that's happened. That's a thing. And in the case of this one, they also have the whole, forcibly doing that to ladies. Johnny kept his clit. Yes, I did. It's a big goddamn clit. I'm not giving that motherfucker up. I kept mine. That's why I'll never be a Muslim. You can't have my clit, goddammit. All right, so there we go. And that's out. Okay, do we really want to cover this garbage worker story? I don't know. Got an hour and a half. I don't know if we want to. Yeah, we'll leave him on the docket and see if we get to him. If we don't get to him, we'll ditch him. And I already did you, so you're out. It's just that one. So they have smaller ones than they have no. I don't understand what you're saying, Mr. Q. That makes zero sense. Clear that out over there. We covered all of those. That's our first hour story stuff. Boom. Banger out. All right, let's grab these. We got a couple videos and things for the second hour. We try to have a little bit more fun. I've got an update on our battle with flock cameras and how that's going. We're going to grab that. We're going to talk about a new military base, or is it a new military base, or they just renamed a military base? This is what I wonder. Like, we name military bases after great military figures or figures of history that we care about, and then if we just rename the base to something else, didn't that mean someone just got bumped off? Like, they died for the second time? Oh, this was Lieutenant Banger's fucking military base. Well, gotta get rid of him. We need a new person to take that one. They have smaller. Yeah, I no idea what we're talking about. Labgrass wants. We'll give you a sponsor read. Wait and sell yourself. Wait, if you sell yourself, are you a hoe or a slave? I guess you're a hoe. Lab Glass says Pimpo. I'm inclined to agree. Yuck. Democrats are going to cheat him into office in Michigan. Maybe. But again, like a lot of his takes are like how America's wrong for this, that, or the other. And I'm like, well, then go back to Egypt where they do it your way. Why did you come here then if you don't like how things are here? I don't like people that show up and go, hey, so the status quo, that's the way things are here. It has to be different because I say so. It's like, well, how are things where you come from? Well, kind of impoverished, not really doing great. There's a caste system and there's like second-class citizens that get the shit beat out of them and are treated like inhuman pieces of garbage. Women don't have a lot of rights or freedoms, but yeah, no, I got to come here where you guys are doing all that and you got to get rid of all this shit. Like, no. Go back home to your fucking place. Go back to where they believe that stuff. But as a person in Minnesota, I know how futile that standpoint is. It's hilarious driving around. You see yard signs for Abdul, and they also have the gay pride's flag. Yeah, and the fun part is, this is the fun part. Like, Abdul isn't coming out on a stance on a platform saying, no, get rid of the gays. But if you put him in power and he gets to make legislation, because of his beliefs, he might, again, do that stuff. But they're not going to call it out. They're not going to say it to your face. We played a clip last Friday, I think, of a guy in Texas who literally said he was a survivor of Sharia law. If we didn't play it, I should have. But we had a clip of a guy in Texas who literally said he's a survivor of Sharia law. You know, they approach you as the religion of peace, and then when they're in power, it's Sharia law, and if you don't obey, it's far less than peaceful. But at any rate, all right, we got all of our second hour story up. Leave that alone. I've got this one. I've never driven a tractor. I know we have people in here who have, so I don't know how hard it is to drive a tractor. But I imagine you've got to be fairly sauced to have this problem. Let's go back. First of all, I'm looking at this clip. We're supposed to hold this guy accountable. He's already at the gate and it's not blinking. Or maybe it was blinking and he didn't know. Either way, this is the worst time. That's a lot of hay bales. I really wish there was audio to this. That is a lot of hay bales to be pulling over a train track at a busy... The arm is down. Why did you stop? I get it that the arm is down. Why did you stop? You can't... This has to move. Or believe me, in a moment, it will be moved. Okay, yeah, now I see why he's drunk. You've already committed, sir. You can't back up now. It's too late to think about it. You've got to go. Bye-bye. At this point, how fucking hard are you shitting yourself if you're driving this train? This thing is moving. Bye-bye. Boof. Like a bullet. Dear Lord. Easy as hell. Driving a tractor is easy as hell. Not on that one. Not on that one. It is not easy as hell at that point in time. Fallen, that's just a fucking stupid. Yeah, I'm with Wild Saffron. Looks like the tractor was okay. Oh, the tractor's fine. It's the part that it's the trailers that the tractor was pulling. I'm going to guess this one that we're looking at right here on the screen probably seen better days. The second one seems all but obliterated. Oh, great. We've got another angle. Okay, so we've broken the... You already broke the pole. Just pull through. Dude, you could have just kept going. You could have just kept going. You broke the arm. The thing is down. You broke the arm, and now you're riding right through. You could have just kept going. But you had to stop and think about it. Yeah, dude, I don't know where that trailer went. That was an Amtrak train, too. Holy shit. Like a bullet train. That guy is so fired. Oh, I believe he's more than fired. I think you get arrested for this. Yeah, dude. Each one weighs about 1.5 tons. Yeah, I'm going to feel like the carts holding hay bales were never, ever a match for that giant mass of metal moving at speed. Yeah, the cart is gone. The wagon is gone. This one, weirdly enough, looks almost salvageable. You can save some of the hay bales. That one looks okay. That one looks like it might be okay. If you're real lucky, you know, just roll them up, get them back on there. Speed bump, says Alan. It didn't even slow the train down. This is the part I want to know. If you're riding on the train, damage is about $200 per roll, so go on. $200 per roll? All right, so you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. I'm going to guess 10. I'm going to guess you got $1,000 on each thing. And so if we count $1,000 on each one of these is yours. So you're up there for you're there. All right, so we see 200. I'm going to assume at least $300 or $400 worth of hay just out of the way. Just bang, boom, gone, done. Oof. Oh, I know it's feed for cattle. But still. Matthew Q saying straw bale about 800 to 1,000 pounds and trailer weighs about 4,000. Right, but it is also a stationary target getting hit by another target moving very, very fast. Dear Lord. So yeah, that guy, I believe, was arrested. Passenger train in Portland. All this happened in Portland? Crashed through the trailer with straw bales on Monday. Polish State Railways said the driver was found to be intoxicated. And, oh, Poland, not Portland. And no injuries were reported. This is in Poland? Dear Lord. Why did I see Portland? I guess wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. So that guy was drunk, and as a result, a whole bunch of stuff got hit. Do we have any exact numbers on the damage incurred? The railroad crossing is no place for a reckless stop and look around. Strictly follow the regular. Yeah, why did you stop? Park the trailer right on the tracks, and it vaporized those bales. Yeah, it pretty much did. Damn. Railway has insurance. Farmer hasn't. The guy who was found to be intoxicated was the person who owned the farm. Now, if this is affecting your own bottom line, yeah, you were intoxicated. Thank the Lord nobody was seriously injured. You know, on your head then be it. It's not hay, it's straw, says Mr. Q. I didn't realize we're going to get so uppity about the bales. I was more interested in the train demolishing the whole thing and making fun of the idiot that thought, you know what, I'm riding through this. The do not crossing arms are dropping, so I'll just stop here until it's safe to go again. No. The idea is not to be on it when that happens, so you need to leave. You need to go. All right, so I forgot sponsor read. Labglass adds to do a sponsor read. Our studio sponsor this month is Trucker 18-Wheelers Unicycle Sales. If you've ever thought about getting into riding a unicycle, maybe you thought, I'm too straight, I have too much time having sex with women. Well, don't worry, it's never too late to give all of that up and start enjoying Trucker 18-wheelers unicycle sales. Whether you are a seasoned unicycle pro or a unicycle rookie looking for your first ride, you can always try them out first at Truckers 18-wheelers unicycle sales, where rentals are available. And for those of you that like a different ride, seats are optional. And that snare drum was way too loud. Those bales are making Chrissy hungry. Yeah, I heard she can't play that clip because she has like a Pavlovian dog response, and it's gross. I'm a cunt. I'm a total cunt. But yeah, so the train was okay. One of the wagons of hay bales was. Most of them got through it okay. Gonna need a new wagon, but other than that, hay is green, guys. Come on. I think Mr. Q expects too much of us to pay attention to what it's like on the farm. I lived on a farm, but then we switched back and forth between growing alfalfa and growing soybeans. But we didn't even grow it. Like, I lived on the farmland, but the land was owned by somebody else, and it was cared for by another person altogether that did all the farming. We just lived there. That's it. Wild Saffron, Chrissy, Hungry, LMFM. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a nice one. It was a nice one. All right, so yes, we have Trucker 18-wheeler, our sponsor for the rest of this month. Our next sponsor show will be on the 4th. Believe it's the 4th. I would, again, like if it was impairing, and just do the understand, and anyone that knows, please share. What is the medical reasoning behind, like, again, inducing or cesarean, surgical birth, whatever? Why can't we do that instead? I don't understand the whole, like, I have a child, but it's a what, like, and don't tell me it's you find out it's gonna have like a mental disease or disorder, and now you wanna fucking pull and see. Abortions after that point are permitted. Okay, like, no. Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry, Massachusetts governor. That's one of those things, like, when you're done with your term, I feel like you should be held accountable for stuff. And that one, I'm sorry, that's murder. That's have been ended and suspended from use after an audit found that, yet again, officers had reportedly illegally used the system unconstitutionally for personal use. So let's go again. An entire city, Chandler, Arizona, is giving up use of flock cameras because you guys couldn't use it responsibly. I'm sorry, I don't feel bad for anyone. Oh, well, what are you worried about if you didn't? No. These fuckers will look up anyone they want for whatever reason they want. They will abuse any and come out. What's the one guy? Especially if nobody was going to know. If your audit really caught this and you caught this in-house, you tidy this up. You don't address it. Why? Because when someone asks, the system worked like it's supposed to. We caught the bad actor. We reprimanded said actor. Said person is no longer a member of law enforcement. And the system working exactly like it's supposed to. We didn't report it because this is how it's supposed to work. Irresponsible people get caught. Responsible people solve cases. That's how the system works. That's how you sell it. But this weird coming out of left field, look, we're getting rid of this. We're ending the use effective immediately. Nobody's data was taken. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here. Just makes me think the building behind you is burning down. Just seems like you're selling me a bill of goods, my friend. Just seems like you're selling me a bill of goods. Love that. Okay, any two. Okay. My Rumble, like, I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I apologize to everybody on YouTube. We've had a little bit of support in the form of Jules from Sandy Squatch and Mr. Q. Thank you very, very much. The chat doesn't want it just keeps disconnecting and reconnecting, and I don't know why. I'm looking at my KBS. It looks good. It looks solid. We haven't had any issues whatsoever. We had a couple of bumps, like not lulls, but spikes of more than average KBS. So I'm not sure why that's a thing. Anyways, moving along. We've got about an hour left in the show. A few stories left to get into. I guess we'll cover it one more time because I can't stop thinking about it. Our Lady of Canada Digger has had a gallbladder surgery, and we're praying for her speedy and complete recovery from that. I suppose. What's complete recovery, though? Post-surgery. I don't know. Either way, very, 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 very worried for her, but hopefully all will be well. In fact, I just had a little note. All right, so I don't know if I'm supposed to share this as much or not, but she's back from the surgery. 20-something stones removed from the bile duct, which is a lot, apparently. And she is currently medicated and taking a nap. So she's laying down for a nap, and we're hoping for well. But new update as of this moment, she's through the second surgery. Everything's great. I'm taking a celebratory toot for that. Now, keep in mind, surgery is fairly routine. It's not a big deal. But any time you have a surgery, they always tell you, there's always a chance something could go wrong. And I have been dreading something going wrong. To finally hear we're through both of them, everything seems great. I am so glad for her. Get well soon, Digger. No rush. Well, feel free to send those messages to her on her YouTube, and I will be sure to mention them as well. She hopefully will be able to join chats and stuff later this week, and see how her recovery goes when she feels up to it. And when she feels good, she'll be on back. So it'll be a good time had by all when we can welcome her back. Does Canada have, like, hospital bills? No, not for her. If you're a member from outside, like if I were in Canada, I would get hospital bills. I would get billed for this. But yeah, no, not for her. As a member of the province and everything else, her hospital coverage is something her taxes go to. So that's covered and covered. So there you go. Labglass saying, hurry the fuck up and recover. I don't think that works that way. I mean, I get that you're shouting it in all caps. I don't think it works that way. I really don't. I'm pretty sure she doesn't. And what's that supposed to mean? You saying that, saying you don't like hanging out with me? You know, I'm still here. I'm still every goddamn day, putting in the hours, doing the work. I got the stories together. I played the intro. I made the pictures for the studio sponsor. I'm doing the work here. I'm on the ground floor, pushing myself every time I can, except for on Monday when I couldn't do my show because my butt hurt. Canceled by coccyx. Anyways, but yeah. So, you know, I mean, not a lot of people, nobody was really worried about me. Like, hey, man, see we're on today. Hope your ass isn't broke. Like, nothing. No. Everyone cares about her. It's always about her. Rest now, Digger. Well, I mean, you say it like that, makes it sound like there's a finality. She's taking a nap. Okay. She's taking a nap, so we won't see her in the chat today. I'm sorry. We won't see any Digger in the chat today. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But she is back in the place she needs to be to rest and recover from everything she's been through. And we hope her a speedy and amazing recovery. You did say you was taking Monday off, Johnny. I did because I planned for what happened to happen. I stupidly sat out in the sun too long. It screwed with me like I knew it would. And by the time I got home, my legs didn't want to work so well. So spoiler alert, somebody fell over again and like re-bruised their coccyx. And so Sunday was kind of a sore, I can't get through it day. But I slagged through it, hung out with the kiddo. And then Monday, I just kind of laid on my side. And then everything that happened with Digger happened. And we just hung out with the kiddo all day. Hanging out with the kiddo all day. But yes, so she's very good. I always worry about your coccyx. You should, because I have like a shrinking body mass, which means there's less and less cushion for that coccyx. And by the way, having fallen and bruised my coccyx, I have to say, anyone who doesn't think that Hulk Hogan is a real American hero, the amount of pain that dude must have just been in, like discomfort from sitting, from doing that fucking stunt over and over again. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, man. Leg drop finisher, that's some fucking balls. Because this hurts more than that might on a one-off, but you got to do that regularly over and over. That's why he was on Fent. I can understand. I got to imagine that you continually do that, and if you do that anywhere that isn't a ring, even a wrestling ring, it's still not going to feel good. It's still going to get sore. And you have to, like, just in our culture, everything is sitting up straight. The only kind of relief you can have is laying on your side. That is your only prayer, and it's gone. All right. A good reason that I don't own a car is that they can't track me with flock cameras. Dude, I'm almost there with you. Why do nurses carry red crayons? For when they need to draw blood. But funny. Our Lady of Canada. Yeah, that's what I call her. Oh, that's what you're doing the jokes for. She loves them. I'm sure she'd be laughing if she's reading, but I think she passed out. Does Canada have hospitals covered there? Live prayers and care. I don't wish little upon anyone. I don't wish ill upon anyone. Yeah, I could say I don't wish ill upon anyone. I generally don't. You got to learn to quit bouncing on your ass. You're not a cartoon or a video game person. I wasn't doing it deliberately. It's called your legs giving out when you're standing straight up and then you just kind of collapse to the ground. How do you want to fall? Most of the time, I fall forward. I've had 2 bouts now where I fell backward and I landed on my coccyx. And it sucked. Also, back in Hogan's day, it was wood under the ring, not the soft stuff they have now. Well, then that definitely had to fucking hurt. Then I stand by my prior statement that had to fucking hurt like a mother, and that as someone who is not a wrestling fan, I've got to say, for a guy to make his entire career using that and doing that, he's earned his real American hero title, man. And that's before I even factor in Suburban Commando, which I feel is probably the greatest forgotten gem of cinema history. Suburban Commando was fabulous. I'm looking at my YouTube chat, and it's just filling with chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. Chat successfully reconnected. It's just going on and off like a blinky light. I don't understand what's going on the YouTube chat. It's not a KBS issue. We're kicking fine. Everything else is fine on all the other programs. It's just YouTube. Oh, are they getting DDoSed or something? I don't know. You think I would have heard about that this morning when we were... Oh, that's right. We don't do YouTube. I don't know. So if you're talking to us or writing in on YouTube, sorry for any problems you have. I hope YouTube doesn't go down because there's a little person who likes watching YouTube Kids on my TV. And I like hanging out with her. So I have a tendency to be a pushover and let her watch YouTube Kids so we can hang out. Didn't change until Vince started taking bumps. That'll do it. When the boss starts hurting, he might be like, how about we make this a little easier on people? Anyways, YouTube is being gay today, it says. Yeah, I think it is. I really think it is. I'm seeing it disconnect, reconnect, disconnect a bunch right now, and I have no idea why. Like I said, everything else is going swimmingly on Rumble and Twitch. So I don't know why that would be. I don't know why she swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll die. So yes, flock cameras in Chaplin, Arizona, and again, putting the whole thing on pause and reevaluating everything because your self-imposed auditory system, which is designed to catch this stuff, caught one person misusing the technology. You're selling me a bill of goods. Anyway, it's Hogan's birthday today. That is fucking trippy. I'm going to be honest. I did the whole Hulk Hogan thing. I didn't know it was his birthday today. Legit zero awareness that it was. That's kind of baller. Fucking happy birthday, Hulk Hogan. Today has been terrible, says QZ, man. When it comes to the internet, it's messed up because we are not on a flat Earth, and satellites suck, especially when they're getting hit by meteors. Right, when they're getting hit by meteors, bombarded by abnormal levels of radiation from solar flares and stuff, really screws with everything. But I personally, I just think it's because we have too many smudges in the glass dome. If we polish the glass dome to a clear sheen, the messages will get through better. But you got to go around to get up outside of the glass dome. So, I have a lady that wants to complain about COVID misinformation on News Nation. The problem I have with this, there are a lot of people that complain about COVID misinformation, and they complain about things like, oh, COVID misinformation. People believe it came from a lab in China. It did. COVID misinformation, like the vaccine doesn't work. It doesn't. COVID misinformation, like Dr. Fauci pulled all this shit out of his ass. He admitted it in his diary. So now I'm at the point of what is COVID misinformation? What information came out? Because literally it's gotten to the point now where we've had to air retractions for anything we've said that was misinformation. I'm still pissed that I have a misinformation strike on my YouTube channel for stating a fact about COVID that was a proven fact. The vaccines were in fact not effective. They weren't. And they weren't vaccines. Johnny, it's the 7 seconds of gravity. That's not till tomorrow, so that can't affect us today. Australian researchers fitted 5 magpies with GPS trackers to map their movement, and the birds began removing one another's harnesses within minutes. All right, this is a great story. If we had a video, I'd be all for going through it, but so yes, turning a failed trial into unexpected observation of cooperation. This is funny. All right, you know what? We'll read through it fast. Wild Saffron. Mr. QZ Man is not having a great day. Maybe this will help him. We'll do this. Open image, a new tab. We'll do this for a literal rip and read. Boop. 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 All right, there we go. We booped it right into existence. Okay, let's put you up there. That strike might be why you don't get members on YouTube, Johnny. Maybe. It should have been gone a long, long time ago, but it's still listed. So even by their own YouTube standards, it shouldn't be on my record anymore. It's been more than long enough. And again, everything I said, not only do I stand by what I said, as time aired later, I was right. So screw you. Go off. Researchers in Queensland fitted 5 Australian magpies, these birds up above me, with tiny GPS trackers, hoping to map their movements and social relationships. The flock had other plans. Within about 10 minutes, An untagged adult female was using her bill to work at the harness on a juvenile. The tracker came off. Nearby, another magpie was helping a second tagged bird on a power line. Devices that had been designed to stay attached for weeks disappeared within minutes to days. I like this story partially because it resists the tidy distinction between a successful experiment and a failed one. The researchers lost the movement data they were looking for, but the birds produced an observation nobody had planned. The trackers were meant to release safely. Joel Crampton, Celine Ferrer, and Dominique Potvin described the pilot in a 2022 paper in Australian Field Ornithology. They worked with a social group of magpies at the Pacific paradise of Queensland's Sunshine Coast. The team spent weeks habitating the birds to a feeding station before catching 5 in one morning. 1 adult male, 2 adult females, and 2 juveniles. Each bird received a GPS logger and harness weighing about 2.7 grams in total, plus identification bands. The harnesses included a deliberate weak point. When a tagged bird returned to the feeding station, a magnet was supposed to trigger the release so the tracker could be recovered without another capture before deployment. The design had survived strength tests. A magpie trying to remove it without the magnet would need to find the one vulnerable section to apply a sharp, targeted force. That safety feature appears to have become the bird's exit. The first removal took less than an hour. The researchers saw tagged birds peck at their own harnesses, but the clearest removals involved help from unflagged flock mates. One juvenile first tried to reach its own tracker. Another juvenile approached and pecked at the harness without releasing it. An adult female then worked at several points until the device came away. About 10 minutes after she began, within an hour of the tracking being fitted. At the same time, a different adult was attending another tagged magpie on a power line. The pair fell during the attempt. Moved to a nearby tree, it continued. I love that falling off a power line didn't dissuade these birds from taking off this tracker. This flock of birds went after these trackers the same way we need to go after flock cameras. By the next day, researchers saw only 2 birds still wearing trackers. On later visits, identifiable banded birds returned without them, and no tracker remained on any observable magpie. The team directly observed 4 magpies participating in removal attempts. They did not witness every final release, recover every device, or establish whether one particularly skilled bird did most of the work. This was how a descriptive pilot involving 5 animals, not a controlled test of how often magpies cooperate. All right, this thing just keeps going. Hi, Ashley Casey. Thank you for throwing little birds in the chat. As the YouTube chat continues to connect and disconnect and connect and disconnect and connect and disconnect. Why, I have no idea. Literally none. But this was given to us by Wild Saffron, who thought that it was rather adorable. I'll say this. Magpies, and Wild Saffron even mentioned this too, magpies clearly demonstrating that any bird or person or animal or being worth intelligence is well aware. Tracking is not a good idea. Let's disable the tracking. R.I.P. George the Magpie. Thank you, Phil Sumhole.
Cheer 100, cheer 100.
Thank you, Phil
Was
Sumhole.
Phil Sumhole's cheered 200 bits.
Can I say thank you now? Thank you, was Phil Sumholes, for the 200 bits. That stuff all helps us move our goal forward. After our awesome funding, super fun day that Digger and I had last Friday, we got a whole week ahead onto the 18th. So we are on next Tuesday's goal. So everything that we've made today on Twitch and on Rumble and on YouTube, all of that's going to go towards knocking that goal out. So thank you very, very much. Prayers for Digger, says Phil Simoles. Digger's YouTube has the posts and things, as well as like her buy me a coffee and stuff like that. If you want to throw money at her, again, she isn't going to be getting a medical bill. That's one thing she's been bragging about to me that she's been enjoying throughout this whole process, is at no point does her mind start to worry and fixate about how am I going to pay for all of this. So there is that. But anyways, Riding Dirty Llama with that link. George the Magpie. R.I.P. George the Magpie. So I'm guessing this is George.
Pup, come here. Come here. Come here. Quack, quack, quack.
So wait, they have magpies in Alaska? I thought they were an Australian bird.
The duck say, hi. Come here. You come here. Step up. George, George.
Kill it, kill it, kill it with fire. Am I the only person who's freaked out by this? That doesn't look right.
What you doing?
Wasn't this bird in a bunch of like Police Academy and a Mel Brooks movie or two?
She has a lot to say today.
Quack, quack. Quack, quack.
Quack, quack. What's it?
Ryan Dirty Llama saying, I was going to visit her in 2020 for my 50th birthday, but the stupid pandemic ruined it. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that bird rests in peace. It always weirds me out when birds talk. It weirds me out when birds talk. I love QZ Man over on the Rumble chat. I will send love to everyone, and then immediately following that, shoot it. Shoot the bird. Labglass saying R2D2 bird. Yeah, it does kind of remind me of R2D2. It's not a bad comparison. I'd have been here earlier, but Spectrum was back out. Oh, dude, I have Spectrum. I'm lucky mine wasn't affected, I guess. My YouTube chat is connecting, reconnecting, disconnecting. And I don't know why. My KBS is beyond solid. It's in a very stable place. It shouldn't be a thing. Did I smudge my nose? It should not be a thing, but it is, so I don't know why. I'm choosing to believe that it's all YouTube. I have enough stuff on my plate. I'm worried about Our Lady of Canada. I am worried about a lot of stuff. I got things I got to do tomorrow, phone calls I got to make. And it sounds like if we can't get this housing stuff figured out, I've got someone else that's going to be helping me with assistance stuff for handicapped people, but it's going to cut into doing show. So, fucking A, we got to figure all that crap out. George flew away from her original owner and landed in the elephant enclosure at the zoo. And then he New Home Adventure story began there. Oh. Noah Tech was out again, second time. I've had a lot of that, like where I get the tech out there again and again and again. And they always want to act like, oh, we found this problem. It was this one little thing. Now it'll all be better. But it never is. It never is. It's just, it never fucking works, you goddamn dicks. There are magpies in America and Europe. The Australian magpies aren't related to the American or European magpies. Yeah, but I imagine as they're all magpies, they probably have similar attributes and features. Like I imagine the Australian magpies could probably do voices and stuff like that too. I know magpies mostly from Australia, particularly because of Bluey. And this episode's called Magpie. My kid likes Bluey. What do you want from me? There's a magpie that chases them when they go on the, what was the episode with the magpie in it? Curry Adventure. I don't remember what it was called. Was it called Curry Adventure? I don't remember. Anyways, doesn't really matter. I don't watch it. The daughter does. But they were doing a curry swap, and they had to have Bingo go on the adventure with Dad. And the adventure was really about Bingo coming to terms with the fact that Dad's going to be working for a couple of weeks away from home. So he's going to travel for work and be gone for like a month. And Bingo wasn't going to be able to handle it. It was a good goddamn show. Bud Tribe dropping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bits from Bud Tribe. Thank you, Bud Tribe, for the 10 bits. We've only got about a half hour left in the program. We still have a couple of news stories and things to get into. We went on a couple of weird squirrels. If you're just joining us for news about Our Lady of Canada Digger, she is in the hospital recovering from her surgeries, and hopefully we'll hear from her in the chats.
It doesn't work for me.
What?
I gotta have more cowbell.
It's probably a follow from our buddy. Yes, Buttx Tribe following the channel. Thank you for following the channel, or following the channel, as I just said a moment ago. It's like my speech is getting worse. We're not going to do you. I don't want to cover you. Let's get over to this. This is the thing. South Carolina base has now been named after Lindsey Graham. Is this a new base? Nope, we're renaming it.
Arrived.
Joint Base Charleston. Secretary Pete Hegseth and Senator Darlene Graham have officially unveiled the renaming of Joint Base Charleston to Joint Base Lindsey Graham. Look, I get it. He was like an airman, so okay. The guy's practically not even cold yet. And we're already renaming Charleston, I guess. At least, like, the thing I was most worried about was, like, they took someone else's name. It was like, the Charlton Heston, base Charlton Heston. It was named after this person for whatever reason. It was named after a soldier, like base General so-and-so. Like, yeah, we're getting rid of that. We're going for Lindsey Graham. Why? Well, because he's dead, and he was a serviceman. Which, by the way, I owe an apology. I never knew he was in the military. Doesn't look the type.
With a shared vision for the future and deep respect for our past, together, let us mark this new beginning in 3, 2, 1.
Now, I get it. He was an airman, so this is an Air Force base, Joint Base Lindsey Graham. But wouldn't it be better and more in keeping with the subject if we called it Joint Base Ladybug? How about Joint Base Ladybug? I think Joint Base Ladybug has a ring to it. Ooh, Lab Glass saying Fort Ladybugs. Was Phil Small saying warmonger? Yes, he was a warmonger, but I got particularly irritated because I hate warmongers who don't serve. Like, I shouldn't be deciding whether or not we should invade countries or not. I might give my opinion on whether or not I think it's right or wrong, but I shouldn't be making the official decisions, and I certainly shouldn't be advocating for our continued involvement in everything because I've never been in the military. It's just not. It's a little weird. So politicians that push for militaristic involvement, boots on the ground, time and time again, answers always more and more military. I'm always like, well, wait a minute. Do you realize the human cost you're asking? Because I feel like until you've been a part of it, you can't. I feel like that sign should be much more zesty. Right? Where, you know what? I like the U.S. logo for the Air Force. And that's great. Can we also put right above it, can we have an exact replica of the weird, like, bubble wand he had at Disneyland? Can we put that part on here? QZ man, an airman, I would have thought the Navy. Hey, man. If you think the Navy are the only... You think they're only gay in the Navy. I feel like you haven't been paying attention. It could be anywhere. Air Force is a little bit more lax than Navy, I would think. And caught up. Yeah, put it on the strip. Put the what? The ladybugs on this thing? All right, here. There you go. Put the ladybugs there, or a ladybug right there. I would love the big bubble wand in here. I feel like if we're gonna honor Lindsey Graham, we should honor the guy that was found at Disneyland by himself with a bubble wand, because he just had nothing to do that day. What the fuck, dude? This is not where you hang out. Because it seems like a child predatory behavior. It's not a good idea. But anyway, so let's go back to this unveiling. They've renamed it Joint Base Lindsey Graham. He's not even cold, but we've already named a base after him. I didn't know we needed to. It just goes to show how much that this administration will do for somebody that really, like, whether it was intended to be for the administration or not, but that really, like, carries water and licks the balls. They really get out there quick to be like, all right, we got to honor you because you're gone. We got to get that out now. Message redacted. He may have been an airman, but he was always more comfortable with the seamen. How they is the Space Force. I'm sorry. I'm trying, like, I know dogs do it all the time. Maybe it makes sense if I tip my head sideways. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Keezy, man. How they is the Space Force. Probably as they need to be. Maybe a little there because it's a lot nerdier. Like, you know, like fucking, I don't know. It's hard to say how much they. The Florida base should be renamed the Hulk Hogan base, Johnny. I don't make these decisions. Take it up with Pete Hegseth, not my department. They wrote the last that song for Lindsey. In the Navy. But he wasn't, though. Like, I mean, not saying he didn't have a great time with a couple of men that just came aboard. Welcome to dry land. Do you mind if I welcome you in? Oh, you're stumbling. Like, I'm not saying he didn't enjoy them. He was not in the Navy. That song, that's the song I heard every time I saw him. They, them, for sure, says Lab Glass. At least you understand what the hell he's talking about. I have no idea. Can't even keep track. I'm getting weirded out at the chat disconnect reconnect thing. But right now we've got a couple of messages in the chat over on YouTube. So now it's just like towers of chat disconnected, successfully reconnected, chat disconnected, successfully reconnected. What are you guys going through over there? Are there a bunch of Chinese hackers trying to break into yo shit? As long as it's not World of Warcraft getting hit up, I'll be honest. I'll drop a little nerd facts on you. There's an update to the WoW stuff happening today, and I would very much appreciate it if we left that alone. Because I, for one, would really, really like to enjoy the game and not have it be down because people hacked it. All right. Do we care about any of these people? Hegseth. Do we want to hear about Hegseth talking about this? Joint Base Graham is the backbone of the Air Force's C-17 fleet, the workhorse of our air defense. From today forward, these planes will have Joint Base Graham on their tail. A reminder that Senator Graham was the American people's workhorse. No, he wasn't. He didn't do shit for anyone outside of his state. Did he get a lot of stuff done for me? I don't know if I agree with that workhorse statement. Thanks for not shitting on my wrestling talk. Well, I mean, it gets old. Gets old shitting on wrestling talk. It just gets old. You like wrestling, so what? You're gay. You know? Like, I mean, how many times can I call you a fag? Like, it doesn't matter. All right, so how long is this one? You know what? It's 44 seconds. We'll let fucking Secretary of Bra War Pete Hegseth just break it down for us here. They're naming it after Lindsey Graham. It shouldn't be this big a deal. Why is there this much fanfare?
It falls to us to complete the work that Lindsey Graham began and advocated for decades.
Picking up children at Disneyland with a bubble wand. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the work that he probably did in his free time. You know, him and the other, because I don't know if you know this, Pete, your commander-in-chief there, as it turns out, really likes protecting pedophiles. really likes it. I mean, like, stupidly likes it. Like, to the point where he made one of them his chief of staff. He got nothing done for anyone, says Riding Dirty Llama. Good afternoon, Johnny and chat, says Dear Butch. Good afternoon, Dear Butch. Wrestling is not gay, says Riding Dirty Llama. Well, here's why I say wrestling is gay. Because soap operas are gay. And wrestling is a soap opera with punching. I just felt like they were related. But I could be wrong. I have not studied. I was a vague passing fan for a little bit from, what would I say, 2025-ish to say maybe 2012-ish. And after that, I really didn't care. It wasn't a big thing for me. But yes, R.I.P. Hogan. It is Hulk Hogan's birthday today. I ended up referencing Hulk Hogan and saying how badass he was because of all the pain I'm going through with my coccyx, and I did not realize it was his birthday. But it is. Happy birthday, R.I.P. The American hero Hulk Hogan. May you rest in peace. Mitch McConnell is probably pissed. He died weeks before Graham, and nobody named anything after him. They're still pretending he's alive. They got a Myrtle the Turtle body double and everything. They probably ordered the body, the facsimile off of the sex doll site. You know, just make them old and wrinkly. So, but Mitch McConnell is technically alive. Plus, was Mitch McConnell ever in the military? Please don't tell me he was. That would surprise the hell out of me. Now watch real Roman Greco wrestling. Now that's gay. Let's be honest. That's gay.
As we gather here today, the War Department is seeking a historic generational investment of $1.5 trillion.
Why is it every time I see you, you're explaining to me why we need more money for the War Department? I've had a huge problem with the black hole of financing that is the Mike or military industrial complex. It was my main reason for disliking Kamala Harris, because I'm like, that's just a blank check to that fucking black hole. And not, again, military industrial complex, talking about a spatial body. Keep up with me. But you're telling me, like, now we got you in here, every time we see you, you're looking for more money.
For America's warriors. And Lindsey himself said to me in his office, this is the best.
And you can trust me, bro. I wouldn't lie about it.
Military budget I've seen since I've been in Congress.
But that's because you and Lindsey always think more is the best military budget. You never ever cut spending. You guys bought furniture and fast food just to run up the debt. Of course, he never saw a military expenditure that he didn't think was a good idea. Of course. You know what? That's like going up. You know what? This crackhead said this cocaine is the best thing he's ever... Right. It's the best thing that's ever happened to his life. Anybody outside his life watching would tell you, no, not gone well. But he thinks it's goddamn star-spangled awesome. Yeah, of course he does. Again, let's fill some holes. I wasn't calling Kamala that. I was saying that Kamala was backed by the financial black hole that is the military-industrial complex. I realize how it could get confusing, getting caught up in the moment, but that is not what happened.
End quote. This department pays tribute to Lindsey Graham.
Good. Pay it yourself. I'm tired of you asking for more money from us.
The naming of this base.
You know what I'll like? When you can pass a frickin' audit.
But there could be no
without flying a plane into the Pentagon.
Greater tribute than Congress could give than to invest in our warriors for the full $1.5 trillion.
More. Here's a star-spangled idea. Stop firing missiles and weapons at Iran and let Israel deal with it themselves. And let's just stockpile for a while. That should save us some money. Anyways, so this is why I don't mention wrestling scenes, Caesar, because then you don't shut up about it. Good, if she went as a wrestler, she would have. No, she wouldn't have, you fucking idiot. Jesus. Good God. How handicapped are you? I know you're retarded, but damn. All right, so let's close that out there. This clip is over a year old, I found out just as I started the show when I was looking into this, because I learned something watching this clip. One, I learned that no matter where it is, baseball always looks like it's being played by a mix of people that I would say at first glance seem American. Like, that's a dark-skinned fellow, that's a light-skinned fellow. But this field, and the only clue you have to it is down here being covered by the text, this field isn't in America. It's not even in Japan. This is in South Korea. I didn't realize baseball made it to South Korea. I thought it was just America and Japan, and that's it. But apparently it's made it all the way to South Korea. And this moment happened. I liked it. It was fun. If you know what it is, I'm sorry. I know apparently it happened a year ago. I'm just catching up on it now. This has got to be like, this is one of those things where I'm like, baseball sucks, but if you're part of one of these moments, be kind of nice. I'll also say this, and maybe this is just me. Those bases look a little small. Does Korean baseball not fuck around and they go tiny bases? Like, you don't get to have that giant base and that huge lead.
전 지금 제 눈을 의심했는데
And it's just rolling up. Dude, I'm sorry, that's awesome. What are the odds that it goes all the way? Okay, I'm off. Catch you later. Later. Sorry. All right, buddy. Okay, so we have about 20 minutes left in the program. I can't believe that thing fucking did that, man. It rolled all the way down. Bounces. Magically bounces. Lands on the railing, and at no point does it roll out. It just keeps going up. It's like a pinball game. The bases might be bags of rice as riding during a dilemma. It's possible. Korean people like Americans. Japanese people, not so much. Well, Japanese people sort of liked Americans, but then they've had to put up with annoying American tourists. And then they had to put up with Johnny Somali. And South Korea, too. Honestly, I feel like Korean people might not like Americans now just because of Johnny Somali. It wouldn't surprise me. We covered banana baseball a while ago. We covered banana baseball. I just was surprised Korean baseball existed, and that clip in and of itself was a thing. These are things I didn't know. I was shocked to learn. I was shocked to learn. At any rate, the only thing that's better than that is the exploding pigeon. Exploding pigeon, still favorite baseball moment, hands down. I know it cost us a bird, but it's just the odds that the bird and the ball would occupy the same space and time. And that ball is just moving. That thing's being rocketed, and that bird's explosion of feathers. That bird died, right? Like, that bird didn't survive. Certainly hope not. That bird should not have lived through that ordeal. We've got our last second hour story, so we'll get through that. Yeah, I don't care about the fucking COVID misinformation thing. Screw that noise. No, not that video. I cried. I would cry if it were deliberate, if it were intended, if it were even just the kind of thing that was known as a possibility. I would be more upset. But part of me can't because of the sheer, like, Mother Nature isn't nice. Mother Nature is not fair. Mother Nature isn't kind to the animals in Mother Nature. So that bird could have suffered a horrible end any number of ways. But there will only be one moment in time that we will remember that a bird got smoked by a baseball and exploded. And I have to feel like, judging from that video, that bird didn't have time to feel pain, much like the people that were in the submersible that imploded. They didn't feel any pain. They were just dead. And we're out. Pop goes the weasel. So far, tap on glass. The YouTube chat might be back together. I can't believe there was no Steve Bratman type to reach out and mess it up. I'll say this for the Korean baseball. I didn't know they played it. They certainly don't seem like a lot of people watch it, at least not at the stadium. Them seats were empty. Fucking empty, man. And I guess they don't have the same love for baseball that we do. Everyone's got to get the ball and keep it. Korean teams use American team logos. Go for it. I'm all for it. There is a LG Twins. Oh, and I bet they play better than we do. I dropped a bird with a rock, so I hope old Randy Jackson got him on the pitch. Again, if we're talking about the same clip, I don't think there was anything left of the damn. I'm pretty sure he got it. Pretty sure he got him. Got him. All right, enough of that though. It's not super duper fun. Let's end up this last story that we have here. I thought was a video, apparently not. The U.S. has now hired over 2,000 video gamers as air traffic controllers. I shouldn't have chased off St. Caesar. He would have appreciated this bit. This has got to be, in my opinion, the biggest con job that we've ever done. We'll play the ad that they had for this. But apparently, the Department of Transportation announced a recruiting program back in April, and I must have missed this, to employ fans of computer games to safeguard U.S. aviation. The U.S. Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, reported on Saturday, August 9th, 94% of the hiring goal has been met, with the most ever employed in a single year. He wrote in a social media post that 2,000 plus of the best and brightest candidates are in the pipeline, reaching the academy quicker than any class before them, thanks to the most streamlined hiring process. Duffy added in his post on X, "In April, we launched a new campaign to recruit video gamers as air traffic controllers and supercharge the entire hiring process to get the best and brightest in faster. The results are historic." I don't know if I trust this or not, man. Let's go watch the ad. I'm going to say this before we play this. I've played like air traffic control simulator games. I've watched my brother get immersed in them. They are nothing like regular video games. So if you're going to sell me on the idea that this is like playing a video game, no, it is not. There's no sack tapping. There's no calling people noobs. There's no telling somebody that you're a fag, go run to your mommy. Like, you can't do that shit. You can't harass the pilots. There's no PvP mode. Again, these are huge parts of being a gamer. Most gamers, I'm an oddity myself. I don't care for the player versus player games as much. But a lot of gaming, especially gamers, I'm a gamer. They like playing against and beating other gamers. How do you beat another gamer as an air traffic controller? Like that pushing tin scenario where you compete for most planes landed? That's like any asshat that competes on how fast they can build pizza boxes.
Gamers? They problem solve, they're spatially aware, they do multiple things at the same time.
I've been a gamer most of my life.
They are looking for people that play video games. Okay, well that definitely fits me.
Yeah, you know what, I'm one of them. You can merge gaming with aviation, why not? It's like the best of both worlds.
No, it is not. Because again, there is a dark side to gaming, and that dark side is all the people we just interviewed. It's gamers. Gamers are the problem. This is a bad idea. Aimbots, right? How are you going to use an aimbot on a flight from Atlanta? Imagine two planes colliding, burning bodies falling from the air, and DSP yelling, "The lag dropped my input. I did nothing wrong." Fucking Hawaiian Airlines cheated. Flight on my line. Fucking hackers. Like, yeah, dude, I don't know. Gamers are not the right call for this. Mostly because, again, you're selling a false narrative that what they're doing is going to be thrilling and exciting, like playing a video game. What they're going to be doing is staring at a screen full of squares, reading data and numbers on there, be like, hey, so you're up too high, you got to get lower. This is, again, it's at best nerve-wracking and at worst utterly boring.
You encountered the gamer ad?
Ryan Derlum. Oh, yeah, I want a gamer as a pilot for my flight. Hell no. Yeah, they're not pilots. They're air traffic controllers. Just the people telling the pilots what to do.
I grew up playing a lot of flight simulators. I've always loved airplanes.
The similarities, making decisions.
Again, you grew up playing a lot of flight simulators. They make air traffic control simulators. Play one of those and watch yourself fall asleep.
In just a couple seconds or less.
So I wrote down the date and I stayed up till 12 until they launched the application and applied.
I went out, passed the test, and I can't wait to become an air traffic controller overall.
This is my dream career because I think ATC is the coolest thing ever.
This doesn't look like video games. Like when I see them doing air traffic controlling, it doesn't look like video games. Props to all these people for having jobs. I'm becoming more worried. Thank God Digger's not here. The last thing I need to do is scare her away from flying even more. With this stuff, but this does not look good. I am not okay with this. You land the plane in Top Gun for NES. Oh, dude. I was always proud of my ability to land the plane. I wasn't the greatest at the game, like when you're shooting at the people, but damn it, man. I was able to get that throttle, get that speed, get her in, and go, and good. The dark side of gamers is Roblox, Johnny. I'm back. No, that would be that's you're right. Well, I would hope. Atlanta 745. This is tower control. Just a quick curious question. How many kids do you have on board? Yeah, we don't need those people. We don't need, we don't need those people. Now they're sniffing around for children on the airplanes. An Air Force veteran, yes, someone that got their training from Top Gun. Nope. I played Top Gun. Away bought the front of the aircraft. I mean, always. I'm not sure what that means. Back in the day, people thought they would be recruited in the Army because of their COD kill death, Johnny. I don't think that really works. And there, one, because in too many first-person shooters, there's little cheap, cheaty crap you could do, like bounce back and forth, and you can avoid getting shot because your hitbox moves. Forget the fact that real bodies and real bullets don't work that way. You're not going to be able to hop back and forth and avoid fire. But I'm more worried about them taking those kinds of Call of Duty, KD score people when we start incorporating more bots into stuff and more drones and shit. I always crashed my damn plane, could never land it in that game. Landing was very, very difficult, and it was something I was proud of being able to do because I sucked at the rest of the game.
It's exactly what I want to do for the rest of my life.
I'm gonna have a proud wife, 3 sons.
I have my wife at home, 2 little girls. Great opportunity for me and my family.
We've never had a group perform that well.
Okay. Let's catch up with the chat. Oh, God, it's 4:20. I don't have anyone to yell at me. There's our 420 bird for everybody. There you go. Happy 420. The Top Gun missions in Flight Sim was awesome. I don't know that I have. I don't think I've ever played the Top Gun missions in Flight Simulator. I remember my brother had a really elaborate flight setup We're talking pedals, throttles, the whole thing. I flew a soap with camel or whatever, sop with camel, whatever they call biplane. I flew that a couple of times. I flew a small, like fucking, what are those little small commercial, not commercial, but private airliner, like private person, like, you know, like Gulfstream stuff. And I crashed a bunch because that was fun. So, yeah, I don't think I should be in an air traffic control. I'm going to apply later, though. I could use the work. Landing was hard in that game. Soundtrack was, though, top tier. Well, yeah, because it's really easy to do the Top Gun theme in 8-bit. They had the soundtrack and made the landing hard like the NES game. Still, never been into a flight simulator, so I mean it's cool, I guess. I was tempted once when they added the drop ship from Halo. I was kind of like, I want to fly one of these bitches, but whatevs. Yeah. So there we go, Secretary of State. We've renamed our base after Lindsey Graham. There we go. Fucking A. Who says burns don't kick in fast? Jesus. I don't know how I feel about 2,000 gamers being hired for this. I feel like a lot of them were hoping for something different. I feel like you're probably going to have a couple people wash out going, wait a minute. This is what? And not even that. How many people did you turn away? Because they're like, you want gamers, right? Like, I crush people in Fortnite. All right, so we want you to manage all of these planes and keep them in line and in order so they can land in a timely fashion. Yeah, but where's like, so like I shoot people in the face to land the plane? Like, no, there's no shooting of any kind. Oh, well, like how do I pwn the other players? The other air traffic controllers, again, it is not competitive. Oh, so it's gay and lame. I don't want to do that. So I'm doing this just for the story. Are there at least decent cutscenes? No. It's not. It's a matter of multiple asset management and time management combined with the fact that real human lives are in your hands while you're doing it. Oh. So do I get grenades or send in the next one? Fucking done. And they just did that time and time again. I wonder if that's why we have so much trouble in the air traffic control towers. I mean, we were before. Will we now? I know, like, in recent history, a bigger problem than staffing has been literally keeping them paid because we can't pass budgets, because budgets get blocked up for one thing or another. And the one thing we never, ever do is cut military spending. Hell, one thing we never even do is just stop increasing. Tell me the last time. Well, actually, no, we have cut military spending before, but tell me the last time we cut military spending by any significant amount. I know one thing's for sure. Every time I do a new clip of Pete Hegseth, it seems like he's begging for money. He's begging for money like we do on the morning show. And just like, all right, so we're going to launch this invasion of Iran. They said we're cunts. We think they're cunts. Bits, subs, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. It all goes into the goal. It all counts. Did you ever use a Game Genie back in the day? Nope, never used a Game Genie. It's a weird point of pride now. Back in the day, it was because I couldn't afford to get one. I didn't play cartridge gaming as much. My parents took away the Super NES pretty much right after we got it because it had 2 controllers. It was mostly one-player games, and there were 5 children. You do the math on how that's and since you can't get along and you can't play nice, you can't have it at all kind of deal. And then once it was packed away, it was packed away. The Nintendo, the NES, and the Sega suffered that fate. But at least I got to enjoy Sega with my sister Jenny. Me and her got to play Sonic. She'd always be my Tails. He's a great supportive player. Anyways, you're talking about DCS, Digital Combat Simulator. I mean, that's where we're getting. I feel like pretty soon we're gonna have gamers taking control of the drone soldiers. And then we'll just have AI do it. It'll learn from them, and then the AI will take over, and we'll be pretty much straight up fucked, I think, is the clinical term. Could be wrong. Feel free to check me. Pretty sure that's the clinical term. Shit, since St. Caesar's here, and we had this, let's get to this. This is a fun story. Speaking of NES, a previously unknown game variant of original Nintendo Mario with Duck Hunt has been found at a Wisconsin store, and they are selling these rare Nintendo cartridges. This store's got to be making bank, man.
Well, look.
Like, how much are these worth? They're pristine condition.
Like a box of old Nintendo games in Waukesha turned out to be a treasure for video game collectors. The owner of One Stop Wonders found he had nearly 100 copies of a rare version of Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt inside a box sitting in storage. The shop owner says the person who sold it told him Nintendo sold the cartridges to a metal recovery service to be melted down for gold, but they never were.
Of any kind. These were printed about 2 years after the last known printing of these games. So no one really understands fully why Nintendo made a box of 100 of these. Back sticker on the cartridge is different. The screws are different. The manual is different. Even the motherboard for the game is different. So this is one of the most documented games in the history of video game preservation, and nobody has ever seen these specific carts before.
I kind of want to play it now. I'll be honest, I've been thirsting some Duck Hunt. Some pistol controller Duck Hunt. I'm about ready to, because I haven't moved anywhere, I'm about ready to go break open my box of video game stuff and find House of the Dead Overkill, get my Wii plugged back into my TV down here, and play House of the Dead Overkill. Kind of itching for that. You have airports like Charlotte's and Douglas in North Carolina. Grr. But do they have a lack of air traffic controllers? The good old days when you actually owned the game? Right, but that also the good old days when the game would fit on this. Like, I feel like we as gamers are way too quick to go, oh, you know, back in the day when you owned the game and it was on a physical thing. Like, right. But then you wanted your games to have realistic lighting effects. You want water that mirrors the environment around it. You want to have it to the point where you can practically feel things. Like, yeah, you guys want too much with your games. They get bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, there are very few games that I remember playing as a original Xbox player that go over 5 gig. I downloaded Battlefront 2, the original old school Star Wars Battlefront 2 the other day. It was 3.4 gigs. The whole game. And now in games like that now they're 60, now they're 80, now they're 100. You have to have a fucking terabyte. Fuck. You have to have a terabyte in your fucking Xbox just to be able to store this shit. So yeah, back in the day when you could own a physical copy of a game. But we've got to the point where games are too big to be physical. Unless we start selling like these weird solid state hard drives. And we just start plugging them into everything. Every time you buy one, you buy a new stick. You slam the stick into your Xbox, it downloads it, there you go. But you're still going to have to update it every fucking time. It's what it is. Plus, it's really easy to make a game like this and sell a physical copy like this. You don't got to keep a server up and running for every chucklehead that wants to play Duck Hunt. You want to play Duck Hunt? Put the cartridge in the game. Turn on the thing. Duck Hunt.
Until now. Well, some cartridges are in perfect condition and earned the world's first PSA 10 grade for a Nintendo Entertainment System game system. 3 carts hit the auction block this month, and they could fetch millions.
Could fetch millions. Hey, buddy, how you doing? I'm doing a thing, if you don't mind. I'll be with you in a minute. Could fetch millions. More like will. Will fetch millions. Buy a war bond. We used it to do that, to suck out the American economy. That was rare. That's the only Mario I knew. Got it off ball. Okay. I didn't know that. Anyways, Yeah, I imagine they're going to sell those things for quite a huge chunk of change. I wonder how much Super Nintendo PlayStation prototypes are going for now. No idea. No idea. Charlotte Douglas Airport is lacking something at they are constantly canceling / delaying their domestic flights. My hubby and I are done with them. That sounds more like an airline issue than well, delaying could be a air traffic controller issue. Maybe it's too much traffic for the size airport. They don't have enough runways. Hard to say. Hard to say. Either way, we're a little over time. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you for all of the well wishes for Our Lady of Canadian Digger. She certainly appreciates it. I certainly appreciate it. I'll let you know more when I know more. And other than that, you can always send her a message on her YouTube channel. I'll be back on the Steel Toe Show tomorrow morning, and I'll be back here tomorrow afternoon to hang out with you guys for another 3.5 hours, doing the whole week solo. It's going to be fun. So I'm going to get out of here. We've been Johnny. You've been an audience. It's been a privilege and a pleasure. Stay safe. Take care. See you tomorrow.
Hey, did you hear about that brand new